Barracuda. That's right, I was in the process of selecting the color.
Mm.
The background. I was going to do it. Should I do it? I think. Can you specify the number? Or can you just click on it?
What do you mean?
I could choose the color. We'll see. So there's me.
Mm.
Oh, why am I'm on the wrong side of the screen?
Blue.
So that's 255. Well, yeah.
Hang on. Go. Dump.
It's 128 green and 255 blue.
Blue.
Why does it flip me? I hate that. Damascus. Why would anyone do that? This is the modern world.
Mm. Okay, chromid. Pop you up. Boop. Boop.
Nancy, you have to flip me. Wow.
I can flip you. You're big.
It's humongous.
Mm. Do some adjustings.
Look at my hair though. Look, I've got that hair going.
Fully green.
Well, no, but also it's
Got your little allegor.
You can see it properly. It's so cool.
So you wanted to get flipped, did you?
Right? Oh no, you've already yes, yeah, that's backwards.
That way now?
Well, I mean it is actually my left hand, strangely enough.
That is what, should I flip it so that you're back the other way?
Yeah, because then when I'm moving, even though it's wrong, it's right. Because then I'm in control. Like I know where my body is.
Yeah. Should we be big?
No.
Or just normal size?
Normal size. It's easier for me to like do stuff.
Now, did you want to be wider? Do you want a wider screen?
Like to be
like put you up here. Have a wider screen. Cool. Put you up the top there. Wider. Okay.
That's good. I actually haven't had any alcohols or anything yet, so I'm actually quite awake. Even though it's 9:30, I haven't spent the last 5 hours getting toasty. To start because I had a client, so I couldn't do that. So it was good.
That worked out, and the character looks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. Even though it's got still a smushiness to it, it's actually got the detail though. Like you can really see. Yeah, it's great. It's heaps better.
Yeah. And heaps cheaper. Cost of zero, motherfucker.
Instead of like $12 a month. No dollars a month.
No dollars a month. Oh, that's the best. Mate, the reason we call it cheap is because it's got to be cheap. Cheap. Exactly.
What if I can hide self view? Yep, I can.
Cute.
Hmm. OBS.
Yes.
Hmm.
Go away. Thought I fucking deleted that. The fuck? I had to install QuickTime for a fucking program, and then it's like that was the old video editor I had, Las Vegas fucking Video 13, and then now that I didn't need it, hang on, just quickly delete. Install. Pull.
If you're looking at your screen, because
Update.
my screen's like a second generation of me, so I always look worse to myself than you see me as.
So, install the Apple updater. Second. Come on, turd sandwich. Yes, I want to fucking delete it.
Hmm.
Hurry up. Okay, cool. Application support. Get rid of the fucking thing too. Dunk.
What? Why did it desaturate?
It's better. Let's go. Right. Don't bother me. Awesome. Okay, that's one. Start setting up the cast. Oh, I did a couple of videos.
Oh yeah.
Just crappy, like the YouTube voice videos with the avatar. And one of them was why aren't you watching a professional? So far, like I only dropped it yesterday. Yesterday or the day before?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, day before. It had 76 views, 2 likes.
And what was it? Why aren't you?
It's just this woman who's just having this rant about someone who's talking to her because she's doing a stream of was it hang on, just
Did I see that? Maybe I saw it today when I was looking, but I didn't do anything about it. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
send you to it. Easier if you just have a look. But yeah, this got 76 views. Send it through.
What the fuck? This person just.
Yeah, just losing
So
his
she's
shit.
just.
That was it. That was it.
Yeah, right.
That was the whole thing. Entertainment. Not kids.
So can you just put when I'll wait for you to do all that.
Let's get this sorted. Cheap media. That one. That one. This one. Start. So what did you want me to do?
On my OBS layer,
Mm-hmm.
um, can you add a sharpen filter of 0.2?
Yep. Just hang on. I'll cancel that and I'll just do before we start the broadcast. Give me a sec.
No.
No, it's all good. Got crop pad. It's cool. Sharpen filter.
Yeah, so add a sharpen filter
Yep.
with 0.2.
Sharpen. And 0.2 or 0.02?
I thought it was 0.2. Maybe I might be wrong.
Okay. 0.2 there.
Oh, yeah.
Is that?
Yep, that's better.
Hmm?
Yep. And then can you add a color correction?
Hmm?
And make sure that I think some of them start off with values. And so you might want to
Yep. So
make them
color.
all zero, make sure they're zero.
What? Everything's 0? Yeah. No, everything's 0 at the moment.
Well, good. And then just increase saturation by like 0.1.
Okay, that's
This is
saturation 0.1.
maybe like just pull it up to 0.2.
0.2.
Yeah, that's it.
It's 0.2 there.
Yeah,
Does that look
great.
fantastical? All
And
right.
how do I look on your end? Like, do I look
Clean
overdone?
as fuck.
Yeah,
Crystal
yeah,
clear.
yeah.
The only thing that's a bit of a worry is the blue. Let's do one more
I
tweak.
don't mind the blue line.
Don't mind the blue line?
No,
Okay, cool.
there's nothing I can do about it.
Because I got a black line around me, but yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, but
I think it gives you definition, that black line.
I don't know how to get it. How would I get a black line?
Well, I get a black line because I'm using what is it? What am I using?
I don't think I can. Maybe.
No, because my character's got a black line on it.
Like I
But
think
it's
that
not
would just
actually
cause.
black. It's more a magenta, purpley shadow,
Yeah.
like a
Well,
colored line around the outside of my character. All right, let's go back to manage. Boom.
I mean, brown could work. Do you want to just try this?
Oh, I'm just setting up the. All right. Do you want me to try something else?
I don't know.
I think the blue looks fine.
Yeah, okay. I mean, otherwise,
It's not really a major issue. I mean, the clarity of your character was more important than the little, line, covered line you got around the outside of you. And at the moment, you just look super clean. Like your ears are clean, eyes are clean.
because if you want, try it. Okay, I'll give you the numbers on this one. I don't know if this will work.
No, your eyes are brown, dude.
Ah, it's not going to work, is it?
You're just going to clip your eyes out. So go back to that blue.
I don't have any other color.
No, it's fine. And also it'll clip out some of your shirt too. I think your buttons are brown and your eyes are brown, dude. So your eyes will become transparent.
Miami alien video leaks. Watch before it's taken down. UFO Miami Mall alien incident. Someone's just sent me a link.
Yeah. Well, it was sent. It was that was what I was talking about. The 8-foot aliens. Like,
What? What? You didn't talk about any 8-foot aliens?
yes, I did. I said there's been some great conspiracy coming out this week. That
Yeah,
was
but that was it. And I said, wait, you'll tell me like in your cheat. So I didn't know anything more than there was some great conspiracy.
I didn't send it to you. Someone else
No,
has.
someone else has sent it to me.
Hmm. It started off as just a fight between some kids, and they were beating each other with sticks. And then about 1,000 police officers turned up, and then this conspiracy started that people were seeing aliens.
What people started seeing aliens?
Yeah, like 8-foot aliens out the front, like shadow aliens.
Whoa. Okay. And was that okay? I mean, okay. So there were 8-foot aliens. Was that what we're saying? Or was it?
It just looked very blurry. That's all. To me, it just looked like a fucking blurry blob. I don't even know what. It's probably fucking some trick with the light.
But here's the angles, right? So one of the things you could have is like where.
Okay, I'm gonna start the broadcast. Cool. Oh, hang on. No, just got to put the picture in there for the cheapenings. It's cheap. Yeah, that one. Pop.
This is hilarious. Okay, so.
Okay, it's just booting up now.
And I'm a little bit off screen.
Go. Should be streaming. Do a refresh. Just going to.
I need to stop looking at that image because it's confusing me.
Welcome to the cheapenings. Stream is up. Stream is good. Stream is healthy.
Oh, I just realized something.
What?
This is the stupidest thing ever. I love it. So I'm looking at like the I'm looking at my let's say so we switched to Google Meet, right? So I'm looking at the Google Meet stream. I'm like, it's a bit smushy. And I'm like, that's still a smushy. And then I go, oh, I've got a 4K display. And then I like just put the window down to like a reasonable size to like what it would actually be if it was like say a 1080 or a 720 or something like that. And I look really good.
Yeah, because you're stretching it, stretching the picture.
I mean, you still look better, but okay. So I'll just.
I always look good.
You do.
Because it's my stream.
Yeah. You've always looked good.
The
girls always picked you, but as I learned in the
host always looks fantastic.
in our New Year's adventures. Your natural nature just started meeting people. I didn't meet anybody. There was a weird unit.
The VRing. Yeah. I just cruise around just trying to talk to people. Interacting.
It barely occurred to me.
You're too busy chasing the cheeses. Cheese hunt.
Yeah, that was easier for me to like psychologically manage than was,
than deal with the crowd of people.
Yeah.
No, I was just cruising around, listening on the conversations and participating in the conversations, and they were all amazed. It's like, oh, you're an Aussie, and I'm like, yeah. Like, how do you get to work in the morning? I was like, oh, I always ride my kangaroo, jump in the pouch, ride my kangaroo to work. You know,
They didn't realize this.
battle the alligators. Oh, they knew I was bullshitting. Fuck.
Oh, you.
Come on.
Oh,
Yeah.
down in Sydney, that's what we do.
Mm.
Oh, did you see? No, you're the one that sent it to me. That was so good.
The what?
And it was just like unexpected, like the TARDIS. Now think about the language they were using. Like, use better language. That doesn't even make sense.
You're breaking up a bit.
Sorry. Oh, well, that could be a whole range of reasons. I don't know. But at the end of the TARDIS, it was like a place that's disconnected from everywhere else in the universe, like this null space.
Oh, the
and
null
then
space.
and then the other girl goes, well, if the doctor had wanted that, he should have just told me. I would have taken him to Brisbane.
Yeah.
And I just like laughed
the
so
fucking
hard, like
butthole of the world. Just come to
my
Brisbane,
God.
the butthole of the fucking world.
Oh, that was like,
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out who I could forward
unexpected.
that to.
Yeah. Unexpected.
There's only like one
Just
person
go
who
to
would get it.
fucking Brisbane.
Yeah. If you're in Brisbane, you get it. Well, if you're not too
Bloody oath. Bloody oath.
Oath,
mate. Oath. Bloody oath.
Oath.
It's a bloody oath.
It's a fucking oath, mate. This is probably where we say our most Australian, mate. Fucking Australia.
The colloquialisms,
fucking,
you know.
Get a bit of
Get a nice dog's
on
eye,
horse.
you know. Dog's eye and sauce.
With no dog's eye and horse. Dead
dog's
horse.
Eye and horse. Dead horse.
Dead horse.
Dog's eye and dead horse.
That's it. That's right. The rock and roll.
So yeah, I was practicing in the because I was doing some tubing today. You know, just usual.
Tubing. Just
Got
what was on the
my
tube?
last week off, and that's right. I come across the fucking 8-foot aliens in Miami, and I was like, what the fuck?
I don't know.
What the hell? And then because it's gone viral, it's actually gone viral on the web, the 8-foot alien. So, it's like the highest searched thing on like it's trending on Twitter or X.
So, is it is it projectors? Is it that we've used this? You know how like there was this space.
I reckon it is projectors.
You know how people say like we've got like captured this technology where project
blue beam.
Imagery.
Blue beam. Is that it?
I don't know the name of it, but
blue
I know
beamings?
Like there's an example of like there was this alien space, or I don't know. There was an object that went like from somewhere to Phoenix and like was quite low and cruising across the sky and like a line of lights like on its perimeter and stuff. It's super well known. It's one of the most well known sort of whatever those things are things. And one of the claims it was a test of this projection technology,
system,
which was all claimed. Another example of that would be 7-Eleven or 7-Eleven, 9/11.
7-Eleven,
9/11
job applications.
Man, I have seen some angles of some like the second plane, and you're just like, oh, that actually looks super weird. Like,
why doesn't it have any windows on that black plane?
Why
does that black plane have no windows?
When it hits the building, the plane, I don't know. Anyway, it just doesn't interact correctly. But anyway, so that's the projector conspiracy.
Oh, right. Okay.
So I'm just wondering if these shadow alien 8-foot aliens was like because there was this outbreak, this riot happened that the police like tested it, used it.
Yeah, scare the kids.
Yeah.
Someone started shooting at the giant shadows. So
what?
Yeah, that was shooting at the shadows, man. I'm serious. So they're saying there's like gunfire. One of the people inside there were like, "Oh yeah, the gunfire and blah 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 blah." And I'm like, "What the fuck?"
And now there's a leak of the video of the alien.
Well, there's a very blurry video of it,
which looks like
shit.
I was gonna say like, is it AI? And then I was like, look, I was on Insta today, and I scroll past a few people I think, and I just look at the first 1 or 2 items in the feed that it thinks I should watch.
Yeah.
And it showed me this guy, name I've already forgotten, and like a split screen, And so and then he's in the corner or something, or whatever he was, wherever he was a fucking idiot. And so he's trying to get the AI ChatGPT-4 to make an image of ramen and with no chopsticks.
Okay.
And it just keeps messing it up and adding like 4 chopsticks and things. And he's telling it to look at what you've done. It's like, I don't have the ability to have visual, like anyway, it's awful. He's just screaming and abusing this thing. Like, I
abusing
went
the
and looked at,
AI.
like, and so to go further, what he's done is he's created or whatever, like an avatar, like us, like how you do the things with like news. So he's got like something like he's got ChatGPT 4 talking through something. So it's this woman.
Yeah.
And like.
Oh, so he's talking to the avatar or screaming at the avatar,
Yeah,
which is
abusing
connected to the program. Why would you do that?
It was fuckery. It was awful. I looked in the comments and some people were like, thought it was funny, but there were people like very clearly going, and I tried to post a few things, and everything I wanted to say was like, hey, you're being a real asshole. Like,
to the AI.
Yeah, or just not even saying that, just actually being a real asshole.
You'll be the first one in the fucking.
I wanted to write.
You'll be in the. You'll be the first one in the fucking Skynet's fucking furnaces,
the mincer,
mate.
The mincer.
Yeah, they'll be putting you to the fucking mincer.
Yeah, that's right. And and then Facebook, Insta or Meta kept warning me. It was like, oh, comments like this have been reported in the past. I'm just like,
yeah.
And I thought, all right, it's like that, is it? And so then I reworded it carefully so I could say what I wanted to say without it
being violently misconstrued.
Yeah, without it being. And then I just went and reported him.
Yeah, getting a little tap on the door by the
I don't need
cyber division, ASIO cyber division.
Well, I've already had that.
Aggressive behaviour online. we just come to do a sanity check on you.
Yeah, I've
just come to make sure that you're not going to
do
harm to yourself or to others.
That was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, come on, man. I need a lift down the road. Do you mind giving me a lift when you?
After you finished her act, yep. They've put the full good cop, bad cop on me.
Yeah, good cop, bad. I love good cop, bad cop. That's my favorite.
It's a
good
thing,
cop, bad cop, worst cop.
I can smell.
Yeah, you just like.
I can smell a criminal.
Yeah. You can smell a criminal, can you? Well, I haven't washed in a few days, so especially stinky.
So there was money that went. I used to work at Woolworths, and this is not a put down on Woolworths.
No,
I used to work at Woolworths, and money went missing, and I knew the person whose till it went from.
Yeah.
So they questioned me as well because we were seen, hanging out.
Yeah. You were more than just colleagues. You were friendly colleagues.
Oh, yeah, friends. Yeah.
Friendly colleagues.
No, my mother wanted to bang him, but I didn't. No.
Yeah. Mothers are like that.
Yeah, they can be. And so so I'm and just to full transparency, we had actually thought through the ways you could rob the place, and because I'm pretty smart, and I realized you could never rob them; they would always know.
Yeah, because they got cameras up the wazoo, man.
Not in 1987 or 88, they didn't. But who you could rob was the customer, and so you could do something like
short change or overcharge.
You could short change. Yeah.
Short change the customer, and then you'd be over in your till, and you just take the overings.
Yep.
That's an old trick. Yeah.
It's an old trick, that's the way to do it. So you can rip the customer off, but not the store. If you want to rip
not that I've ever done that. Not that I've ever done that.
No. And to rip off the store, you had to steal directly from the store.
Yeah.
Actually, and in the theft, half the theft was like in the stats that they would show us, like half of store theft was stuff.
Yeah,
like
pretty much
overall, in most places.
Well, when I was working at Myers back in the day, we had one of the managers was buying stuff. Well, he was stealing stuff from the store, and then coming back in the morning with the item and then giving himself a refund
Oh,
for the
nice.
stolen item. Oh, it was brilliant, man. It's like, then they're wondering, what the fuck, man? We're always, you know, X amount of dollars in the red for this particular section. And then they checked the security cameras, and there he was pinching the stuff the night before, coming back to the store in the morning, and then giving himself a refund for the items that he'd stolen.
I mean, it's clever, but it's
I mean,
not, eh? It's sort of like,
it's like stupidly clever.
hmm.
You know, it was like well thought out, but practically in its
So what you really
delivery
should do,
was
what you should really do there is you should create create a sale, print out the receipt, then void it.
yeah,
So
and
it's
then have
neutralized on.
the receipt.
So you got the receipt and the item,
Mm.
and then you go to another Maya,
and then get the refund for
yeah,
the item. Yeah,
that's it. That's it. And then
not
you
that
just
we're
like
criminally minded or anything, and we're not telling anyone out there to go and do something like that.
no,
I mean,
no,
we do
but
not endorse the
no.
the theoretical theft that we're talking about.
Oh, do whatever you want, but
Yeah.
I'm not telling you to do it.
We're not telling you to do it. We'll give you all the ideas in the world, but we won't encourage
Sam
you to
is.
do it. Yeah, that's it.
Sam's telling you to do it.
Sam, the dog,
Sam, that's right. It's telling
barking from the neighbour's house is telling you to do it.
Sam is telling you to do it, and yeah,
Listen
I'm
to
not.
Sam. Sam loves you.
Listen to Sam. That's right. So,
Sam, I am.
So this ass clown, my friend,
Mm.
stole money from the till.
He did.
He couldn't help himself.
Yeah.
So, but
Got
he
busted.
did it. But he did it in a way that they weren't sure. And so they've got me in there. And the cop, the good cop, bad cop. The good cop's like, now, we know you're not the one. We know you know the guy, and we're just, hoping you do the right thing.
We're just pressing you to see if you'll give your mate up.
Yeah.
And then, but of course you didn't know anything about it, so you're like, no, it couldn't have been him. Come on.
Well, then, of course, the bad cop was the whole one going, I can smell a criminal,
You smell pretty stinky criminal to me.
And I said, and as he's pulling
that whole like a pheromone thing, like to be able to smell a criminal? Has he got like this dog pheromone where he knows he can smell fear? He's like part cop, part dog, so he can smell the fear on the criminal.
All butthole.
All 100% butthole.
Just all the buttholes. And he's and I said to him, I looked him straight in the face, and I was like, yeah, I'd like to exaggerate it now, but I just said to him
what do criminals smell like?
No, I said to him, I think, are you sniffling? Are you sniffling? I think you've got a cold. And I just hit him back up. I just hit him up that he had a cold, and I didn't take that shit. And they're like, and he hadn't told me. Actually, the thing is, even though I knew the method that he'd used, and we knew not to do, even though it's, on the surface it seems viable. And he thought he'd won. That's right. Yeah, the guy thought he'd won because they put him on an outside till, so it wasn't one of the normal tills, so it had less security features on it.
Ah, okay. It didn't do all
and
the
he was doing
tracking
flowers
and
or something
whatever.
out the front, or whatever the fuck was happening. But it was a whole funny situation. He didn't get busted, and I didn't give him up. And but yeah, there are a range of ways, but yeah, you generally, you need knowing someone on the inside of those places is always helpful, as is always the case. Obviously, then you can do serious larceny.
I mean, obviously, if your manager's an absolute thief, then yeah.
Well, he's just leading the way, isn't he?
True. Leading the way, showing the way.
The smart thief doesn't bring it back for a refund.
True.
Then no one looks.
The smart thief sells a stolen item to someone else
That's right.
for the inflated price.
Correct. And and then because that kind of theft,
the smart thief takes orders from his fucking criminal mates and goes and retrieves the stuff. And gets paid the money.
Because those kind of thefts, then they only get noticed maybe at the stock take.
Yeah. Yeah.
or if
Like
there was a reordering, and it's like, I'm
that's
sure
it.
we didn't sell 25 of those,
Mm-mm.
but that'd only be
A
impossible in a
short.
small store.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise they'd have no idea. Like, yeah, the toast is just gone.
But that Myers that had a couple of issues. They had the someone break in through the roof, come down through the roof,
Ah, at a
and
roof
actually
factory.
rifled the whole store for nearly an hour and a half, nearly 2 hours.
Ooh,
And
that's
and this is the
embarrassing.
thing. No. They knew where the sensors were for the alarms,
Oh, that's some.
and
That's
they basically avoided the sensors for nearly an hour until one of them got a little bit over enthusiastic and walked into an area which had the sensor and then tripped the sensor silent alarm.
yeah.
And then it took another hour for the fucking security to respond. So essentially, they'd been in the store for 2 hours, they'd stolen everything that they wanted, and they were out and they were gone before the security turned up.
Wow.
Yeah. And they were trying to figure out how
Yeah.
they got in. And it wasn't until someone went, oh, there's fucking water coming in through the roof, and there was a big fucking hole in the roof where they'd cut the roof open
Mm.
to get
Yeah,
in.
roofs are good, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, the venue I worked with in Alice Springs, like, man, they were getting the roof busted in on, like, it was
Because
insane
they can
levels of
peel
dust.
that pretty easy.
You
You
can peel
just
it
get
back, eh?
a fucking tin snip, like a battery operated tin snips, and just bzz, open it up.
Nibbler.
Nibbler. Get the nibbler.
Nibbler. 18-volt nibbler.
Mm.
Brrr.
Brrr, brrr, brrr.
You're done.
Straight
In
in.
and out. Straight in.
That's it. So yeah,
But I just want to say to any wannabe thieves
criminals
out
out
there
there.
listening to
Yeah.
that, is you remember the golden rule?
Mm-hmm.
If you got to first of all figure out how much time you would do for the crime,
Yep.
and then multiply how much you'll get for pushing trolleys at Coles
Mm-hmm.
by that many years.
Yep.
And if it doesn't equal more than that, what
Then
the
it's not
fuck
worth
are you
doing.
doing?
That's it.
Like, it's
That's it.
very simple. Just do some maths,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Like,
Far
and if it,
easier to
otherwise,
have
just go
that
push some
trolley
trolleys. Fucking
trolley
A.
pushing job make the money honestly rather than
Hey,
dishonestly.
still do some dishonesty. At least you're free.
Yeah.
Well, what
I'm getting a bit of dropout in the audio
interesting.
that I've
But it's
noticed.
hard. But this is only what instance one. Like, we'd have to see us multiple times,
Yeah.
and I think
Just
before
trying to
where.
figure out if there's a way of.
But this was the thing, hey, because I was actually curious if we could send the video this way, and then we
Oh,
opened up
sorry.
something else. All right,
Shit coming up on the screen.
this is just the.
Oh, I won't play with it right now. But I am noticing, yeah, there is a over the versus the Zoom that we were using previously. Like it had bad quality but the audio was pretty good.
So what could we use for audio? Because this was wondering, is there a separate thing? When we were trialing what we're doing right now, I wasn't sure, but I thought, like, if we could use something that
Or we could just mute the audio on the Meet and
like, could
then
we
keep.
pull audio from somewhere else?
Well, we'll just use audio through Messenger because Messenger audio is perfect.
It is pretty good, eh?
Yeah, use the Messenger audio and then just mute the audio on the Meet.
Well,
But
would
anyway,
this,
it's working for the moment. We're getting a couple of little dropouts every now and again, but not major.
and it's not me, is it? Like, I'm not like just.
You're sort of phasing out, so
But is that where I've like moved my mic away like this, and then I've moved it close again?
possibly.
You know, or I've just not, or I'm doing mumble man. You know, who knows? Like,
No, it's sort of. It's I hear it and it does like a bit of a digital compression
it
and then
goes
it
digital. Yeah, right.
drops for
I
a
mean,
little
it's
bit and
totally
then comes back.
understandable.
But hey,
But also, it's one instance. You know, there might be the video calls in a you know, an online thing and someone downloading something in the house and someone streaming a 4K film, you know, like who knows what's going on in my house.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'd say that at least.
Oh, look, if it becomes a problem in the future, we'll just mute the audio on Meet and we'll use the audio through
Well, I
Messenger.
thought that if we observe it to be a feature, then we'll move around it.
Yeah.
Goblin Slayer.
Goblin Slayer. You enjoyed it?
I watched the first step, and I wasn't against it. I remember it,
But
but I
it's
think other
funny you
things.
were telling me that, like, oh, people are getting offended about the amount of violence. Like,
Oh, there's protests against
it's
Goblin Slayer.
pathetic. Like, the violence in there is nothing. Like, probably the worst thing I saw in there was when they were killing the goblin babies. And that was like, oh yeah, that's a bit on, but you know, it's an anime and it's a cartoon. Should have.
No, but it's
Well, I
fully
watched
explained.
Legend of
Like
the
why?
freaking Overfiend. You know,
Yeah,
it
like
just
come on.
pales in comparison to the anime that I used to watch when I was fucking younger.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Legend of the
No,
Overfiend. I mean, that was it's just blood, guts, and lots of fucking big dicks.
yeah.
Mm.
Oh well, women like. Oh, what do you mean, like the? Well, there wasn't even like Goblin Slayer is very mild. I mean, it's gruesome.
Mm.
Don't get me wrong, but contextually gruesome. Like if you hit someone through the head, you cleave a skull, a
It's
smaller
done.
skull with a.
But I mean,
It's going to
anime
split in half.
always has, you know, excessive blood. Like, you
Yeah,
cleave
yeah.
someone's head open in for real life, it's not going
No,
to
it's the way that the
spray freaking
goblins were like
blood and.
tearing clothes off women and starting to like stab them with shit
Oh, yeah, that bit, you know.
and raping them.
Well, like I said, Overfiend, man. It's already
Yeah, and
been
well, I
done.
mean, but even it's already been done, and like seriously, the person probably just came from watching CSI about
Mm,
rape,
mm,
where it was
mm.
fully described.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
There's
I mean,
violence and there's violence, isn't there?
well,
And I mean, I guess if you've had it happen to you, which, you know, I would hope it didn't, but 9 times out of 10,
that's
it's
some
normally the
extreme shit.
case. It's you know, part of
It
growing
does
up
give you
is getting
massive
fucking.
warnings at the beginning of every
Of
episode. Like,
course, tell you that there's
and you might go
violence
in
and
there anyway and just watch a little bit, but then that's on you.
gratuity.
Well, I mean, I think that what I liked about Goblin Slayer, though, so there is controversy around Goblin
Mm,
Slayer, and I mean, besides that, I thought, yeah, I liked the character. I mean, I liked the develop. I thought that the actual story was really about the priestess developing. It was because it's through her kind of perspective in a way, and in the movie thingy, they really show that it's much more that way. Like the 30-minute sort of flashback from the season is like um is yeah.
got a bit of
uh,
violence in it.
no, it's just her view, like in the
Mm,
movie, it's her
mm,
viewpoint as opposed to Goblin Slayer. But I don't know, like they actually go to some places. Like Goblin Slayer is quite vulnerable and speaks, you know, like it. I don't think that I think there's no glorification of violence in that show. There's
mm,
like a lot of
mm.
sadness around violence,
Well, I
and
mean, his family was basically all
oh, it's fucking
murdered by
horrific.
them. So
Yeah.
yeah, you can understand his penchant for violence towards them.
Mm.
If
But also
your
their
family was
behavior, like it.
murdered by a, you know, bunch of whoever's, then you'd be happy to go back there and give them back exactly what they gave to your family, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
You know.
and as you watch through the story, and as you as they give more scope to the goblins, and you start learning more about them and what Slayer knows, and then what sort of you can sort of imply yourself through the on a higher level of watching the story,
Yeah.
like that they breed through some kind of distortion with human women. I think like
Mm.
that's what's clearly going on there,
Yeah.
and it's you know like there's a whole it's fucked up. There's
Mm.
all sorts of shit going on, and I don't know, like but they kind of make them like the goblins themselves too. That's where I kind of like
Well,
they're
there is
stupid.
that whole meme going around of the elf girl chasing the goblins, and they're all running away from her, and she's like, "I just want to be friends." And they're all running away, going, "No, we're gonna get raped."
From the elf.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay, because her character is kind of horny for the main character. I suppose they're trying to insinuate,
Mm.
which is a big stretch, to be
Insinuate.
honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's like a bit at awe by him,
Yeah.
and but
Yeah.
yeah, she puts a no. There are other parties in the story. Clearly, they put more effort into like being into him
Yeah.
than she does. She's like
She's
people
just
get
a,
over carried away with the harem
I think
story.
that priestess was more
Yeah, totally.
yeah, the blind priestess was more hot for the goblin slayer.
Mm. Did you watch season 2 yet? Like, oh, you watched both?
Oh yeah, I've watched both seasons. I've watched both the
Yeah.
seasons, and I've actually watched the movie the other night. So
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I thought yeah, I thought it was good. I thought they
mm,
oh, yeah, I was
I
impressed.
enjoyed it.
S tier.
Yeah. Yep.
And
What else did I
and
watch?
also the whole
So,
rapey thing. Like they
mm,
just I tell you what, like the thing with the hand, like where the person had their hands tied down with the metal and then they were using carpentry strategies. But also just I think the way that they showed how they learnt. And what I got a bit of a um
that they were
the
like
ir
they were learning from the humans.
like exactly.
Yeah.
I suspect they didn't have swords to start with, but someone hit them with swords, and then they were like, "Oh, you can use swords. All right, fucking swords it is then." And they're
Oh,
like this.
that's what I watched the other day. Konosuba, Legend of the Crimson, a movie.
God, oh, why do I
It's the one with
Konosuba?
the magic users and
Oh, and
the demon
the
woman who's
mage
yeah,
with the big
with
hat,
all the
like what's it,
goblins.
Konosuba? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. The mage with the big hat and the
yeah,
red mage.
yeah. What's
Yeah.
her name? Whatever. Um,
And it's funny
yes.
that the male character in that is like the total anti-hero. Like he's just a I mean he's the hero, but he's not the hero.
Yeah. Like I haven't seen. So the one I've seen of Konosuba is focuses on the backstory of the Red Mage, Megumi, and
Megumi, yeah.
uh,
Her
what's the other
family and
girl?
the whole little village she's from.
Yeah, and like going through college, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
There's on Crunchy. There's it was only 2 seasons ago or something. There was yeah, and it follows Megumi and who's the chick that always who's a friend, but like the other Red Mage who's
Because she's
more
got her sister, who's the young one, and
yeah the
then
younger. No,
the
there's the
young,
friend.
and then there's the elven friend.
Oh,
I think she elf.
hmm, I don't know.
Hmm.
She's just another mage.
Yeah.
And then there's the guy, the hero and the goddess.
Hmm.
And so in the story that focuses on Megumi and Friend, I can't remember Friend's name. I'm disappointed. But there's you meet the guy, the hero and the goddess, sort of in the last episodes.
Hmm.
But they're and he's very sidelined, and you're just sort of realizing that he's kind of useless, basically. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
he's
Yeah. He's just like
hopeless.
the he's
Like he
always using his special ability is the talking women into falling in love with him. That's what he believes. Believes that his special ability is the charm of charming the
and he has
girls.
none. He
He's
has
got
none.
zero charm, zero tact.
Oh man, I um I really enjoyed some of the things in this season, definitely. Uh, and and doing up Goblin Slayer right now at the end here has been really
Mm,
great.
mm.
Um, and Freeran and a Journey's End continues. It's just going to go straight through.
Yeah,
Whoops.
I've got to what catch up on the journey's end.
and heaps fun was that which is still going as well. It's running straight through. Is Shangri-La or the it's like a you know VR game story,
Mm.
but they're actually just going into a VR game as opposed to some oh, I was in a VR game in a hospital and now I'm in a real world.
Yeah.
Like I just want to say this, and you don't have much. I don't think. Maybe you do have skin in the game on this now. I don't know. So the isekai
Yeah. The whole
category,
die and then end up in
die
another
and
world. Yeah.
yeah, another world, right? So like slime, for
I was
example.
reincarnated as a slime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's totally one. Or
The total isekai.
Tanya,
Yeah. Yeah.
the evil.
Tanya the evil. Yeah.
Yeah, totally is like
Mm-mm. Isekai plus.
Sword Art Online
Mm.
is not isekai because it's like you're still in this world. You're not even dead. Like you're
Mm.
just you're just in a VR. Like
Yeah.
maybe you're locked in there or whatever, and it feels like. But
Mm.
you know what
Can't
it
get
is.
out.
It's not.
Yeah.
Everyone else knows what it is. You're using a goddamn computer interface
Mm-mm.
inside the world. Like
Mm.
I tell you an interesting one that's mysterious. Is like, is it so I reincarnated as a spider? No. Like, it's the Spider Girl. What was that one?
I'm a spider. So what about it?
Oh, yeah, that's is. Oh, that is superb. That is
I
like
have to catch up on
that
that
is
one myself too. That looks pretty
fucking
good. Yeah.
superb, man. It's so funny.
Mm.
Like that, the way that character interacts with the world.
Well, I had to let my subscriptions sort of lapse on the Crunchy at the moment, but
Yeah, I'm
I'll
doing
redo it.
monthly at the moment.
Yeah, I'll redo it
Had to step away from
once I've
annual
gotten
for just a
cash
brief
back up
moment.
again.
Yeah, 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 exactly. Hey, yeah,
Mm.
as opposed to losing $100 in 1 week for me, I'd
Yeah.
$10 a month is going to have to
It's more
do.
manageable. Yeah.
Yeah, just for a little bit, and then
Mm.
I'll be able to kick back in. Any other conspiracies this week? Was it just the 8-foot
Well,
aliens?
just 8-foot aliens at the moment was the funny one,
And when did that?
and
And
then the
how's that?
whole the
When did it
release of
happen?
the Epstein Island
So,
list,
someone was
the
totally like
island of Epstein, Gilligan's
tripping,
Island
tripping,
list,
and
and
I'm like, really? And they're like, no, it's coming out. It's going to be. We're going to watch the news because it's going
mm,
to be amazing,
mm,
kind of thing. And then I'm like, I just looked it up on the internet because I thought, well, if it was happening today, then that would have
mm,
already happened. I don't know, but then I thought that the article I read skimmed
mm.
seemed to suggest that it was all just redacted, except anyway.
Yeah,
So there was no new.
and a lot of the people were getting their names changed to person of interest 36 or person of interest fucking 39.
Oh, is that what's happened?
Yeah, well, some of them have requested to have their names redacted and just have person of interest whatever number.
So who
But
didn't choose that?
well, those who couldn't afford a good lawyer, I guess.
Was there anyone?
Well, supposedly there was a couple of people, but in the end, their names came out anyway. So I don't know who's handing out the list, or and then apparently there's 2 or 3 different lists, and then there's a fake list, and so people are just putting everybody's names on there.
Uh, So this huge reveal
Mm,
was a reveal of a redacted document
hmm
with nobody's name in it anyway.
Pretty well. There
Okay,
were people's
what
names in there.
name one? Who? Name one. I mean,
Well,
I'm not challenging
do you want me
you,
to go
although I
through the
am.
list? I
Like,
mean, I've got the list of the names, and
just fucking bring the. There's the list.
there's a list of the names. Like,
God, yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, where's the fucking really? Is
but
there a list,
I don't
or is
know
it
the
just all
legal
redacted?
aspect of the whole presenting
What do
it.
you
I
mean?
mean, like I can I think I sent you the
Like,
list. Didn't I send you a picture of the list?
no, but wasn't that no? Was it just the news? Like,
Yeah,
did
I
you got a
sent you a
different copy
picture of
to
the
the
list
news?
in the
What are you saying? Is there
the
a secret? Is there a secret release as well as the sort of the newspaper release?
yeah, apparently. There's
No.
a fully unlocked release and then a redacted release for the public. So if you're willing to go to the actual site where all the papers are, you can see the full list. But if you go through the news, and you'll get the redacted list.
And what's the authoritative source of the non-redacted list?
Well, this is the thing. You know, can it be trusted? Is the source that's providing the non-redacted list to be trusted? That's the
Because you can
question.
put any like there's just a like okay
Well, if you look
in
at
your
that, if you
overview
if you
in your
look at
overview.
if you look at what I sent you on Messenger, it's above the, where was it?
What?
It was just,
Wow.
yeah. You have to go into Messenger because down there's a list of names. That's what I got. I got that list from X.
Or
But
on X.
it's valid deal. You know, like
Is it the
it's.
big list of?
But the most surprised person was the last name on that list. Like, let's just say that person was very upset that she was named. Let's just say that. Very upset that she was on the list. And she's like, I never even went to the island. It's like, well, you're on the list. So you obviously did go to the island. And you did go to his parties. And you did go to the ranch. Rancho Relaxo. Rancho de Rapo.
So who did the women rape?
I don't know. Got
Why
no
aren't they
idea,
coming
man.
forward? I'm not challenging. I'm just saying, like,
Hmm.
in the sense of, like, I'm not denying that it's true. I'm just
Well,
saying,
I'm
why?
imagining if that, he was
Why
supplying,
aren't
if he
they
was
talking about
supplying girls, he was obviously supplying boys as well.
Surely that's easy.
But one person we can say that was on there was uh, uh,
Bernie Sanders.
Stephen Hawking, man. We could say he's on there because he's dead. You know, it's okay to talk ill of the dead. But I imagine, being in his condition, I mean, there wouldn't have been much he could have done, would there? Being wheelchair bound and fucking.
I mean, why aren't there people we don't know? I mean, I don't know everyone on the list, but
Hmm.
I'd say, like, why isn't it just some rando rich person who is rich but not known for anything else?
Well, see, I think most of them were like they're well-known stars, or they're obviously
Yeah.
people have got gripes or whatever for the gripes list. Because I think that was the fake. The difference between the real list and the fake list was just there was a list of names that people had gripes with, and they
I
weren't.
mean, that's what this is, isn't it?
They're either too right or too left or whatever. People just pissed off,
Isn't
so they
this just the
just
gripe
made it
list?
create a list.
Okay, here's the question. So, in the redacted version,
Mm.
is there the same amount of names but redacted? Or are the same names like
Well,
is there any correlation? Oh,
this is where it gets confusing because apparently
okay.
there was more than one list. So there was a primary list, which was like the big celebrities, and then there's a secondary list, which is the not so famous people, and then a tertiary list, which is the not so famous people again, more governmental
Mhm,
types rather than
mhm.
people of power. And then there's this whole conspiracy going around about it that Epstein himself was working for Mossad, and he was actually creating these list of people so that they could be
Controlled.
controlled. Yes. Whether or not that's true, I mean, it's all conspiracy to me.
Well,
Fucking
that
hogwash.
sounds reasonable.
Hmm.
Why not?
Oh, it's either believable or it's not. Depends on how gullible you are, I guess, doesn't it?
Well, okay. But you can manipulate other cultural people through cultural preferences,
Mm.
like the Western sort of hedonistic sort of thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you're like, oh, it's all good.
Mm.
I've bought you this special gift.
Mm.
You can play with them as you wish.
That's it. But
Is it legal? No, totally legal.
mm,
Of course it is.
they volunteered to be here.
Well, hmm. I guess the question in my mind, meaning that's real, like, why did he know them in the first place? Like, you know, I could go kidnap a few people and sell them for sex too, but like, why would Whoopi Goldberg come and do that for me? Why would Whoopi Goldberg? There's another leap there where for some reason, otherwise well known enough. Like, or am I just literally a pimp? I'm just a really high profile pimp. Is that all I am?
Yeah, pretty much.
Hmm. Wow. Well,
High profile pimpings.
there's a lot of money to be made out of sex,
Oh,
and
always.
as a contractor, you should hire yourself out. Don't let other bastards do it. Pimp yourself. You might as well make all the money. Fuck 'em. But with most businesses, you know, you got to invest, and so you know, if you want A-listers buying your body, you've got to make it a body worth buying, and one that they are aware of. You know, the hottest body just sitting quietly in the lounge room in some track pants isn't winning.
Mm.
You know, ditch your you know, BMW driving construction mate. You know, who's like, you know, pumping you up against the bed at night. Ditch him and then just, you know, get on with the real business. Virtual.
Mm.
You know, you can have sex with multiple people at a time. This is this like Epstein's old way.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how many 16-year-old girls right now, as an example, are just pimping themselves online?
Well,
They're just faking up,
there is another
faking up in their age,
another
making mega bucks, bro.
high profile OnlyFans girl that was actually recorded saying she wanted to have forced sex with a 16-year-old, and she actually drugged and raped a 12-year-old who is now suing her that she broadcast on OnlyFans.
Whoa! What the fuck?
The 12-year-old boy is now with his family suing her for the being drugged and raped by the OnlyFans girl.
Is it like is this a person who has been issued a penis or not?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Female.
So the
Yeah, that
girl
was
raped another girl.
no, raped a 12-year-old boy. Drugged and raped a 12-year-old boy.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
This is the boy. This
Owner
is
of penis,
the
yeah.
rape. The owner of the raper,
The
rapist,
rapey,
rapey.
the
The
rapey
penis,
was owner of penis.
penis dweller.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's just getting what was coming for him, wasn't he?
Well, you know.
Fucking Served it.
rite of passage. That's the whole fucked up part of it, man. It's just like, you know, it seems okay for older women to, you know, have a young man, and it's quite fine because, you know, it's his rite of passage. But, you know, it's not okay for, you know, old men to be with young women. It's just not on.
Like that pisses off old women.
Yeah,
And
because
older
just
women
jealous,
have got
right?
like clout. They've got no,
Just jealous. Jealousy's a bitch, man.
No. Like one of the hottest people I know, lives on the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Like, and she's just super.
It's not double vagina lady, is it?
No. She's like super cute, super sex, super like loves her sex, loves her things, all the stuff. She's all the stuff, man. She's freaking super smart, super like adventure, like a pilot, everything. Like she's amazing, like amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, she's amazing. she's like
there's
some old
nothing
Wonder
wrong
Woman
with being
creature.
sexual, but yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, she's pulling that. But yeah,
absolutely nothing wrong with
but
being
she
sexual.
said, but she's like was very aware as crossing 40 and things like that. So what do I just have to accept now, like 55-year-old sort of overweight bald men or something like that? Like she's like, why? You know, no, I just wanted like, you know what I mean? Like who would that perception that's real as well. And why? You know, because a man can get a younger girl, so a younger man can get a younger girl. So why would you want an older girl? And like, there's lots of good reasons to have an older girl, but anyway, whatever.
Yeah, well,
right? But that's where all our insecurities. But that's, you know, I don't know. Like, so it's a thing. I've heard that in some cultures. My father actually told me, not in his culture, though he thinks things like this would exist in Papua, but in like more in a Middle Eastern culture sort of sense.
Yeah.
There historically was stories like where the father actually had sex with the bride, or this kind of business, like the sort of big, like that around, like sort of like the older man, like, you know, having a role to play. It's like I was like, are you fucking for real?
Getting the training for the husband.
Maybe that's an old man's like dream. I don't know,
Yeah.
but that was he was telling me about this.
You
know, no, I mean, like seriously.
Well, it's like the tribesmen passing knowledge by teaching the young men in the tribe. You know, passing on the knowledge via the whiteness.
Masturbate my pain.
The whiteness. Swallow the whiteness and take the knowledge.
And the special knowledge that comes from the manhood directly.
Yeah.
Just talking of which, I are you aware of like how popular pee drinking is and the perceptions
It
around
apparently
its health
is very
benefits?
popular. Well, I think I told you the whole thing that for some reason it came up in my feed and was just this girl talking about her. You know, this guy was out interviewing these people at this certain type of adult festival, and this lady was regaling how you know she was enjoying the yellow stream and it, you know, hit the back of her throat, and then she sort of gagged and it come flying out her nostrils.
Oh, I mean,
like angry yellow dragon style.
It's quite a reasonable action to have happened. Yeah. Yeah. That's funny though.
Well, depending on who was,
would it burn?
you know, the receiver and who was the provider, I guess. You know.
Does that urine to touch the blood-brain barrier?
Don't know. I'm not really into
You know
it,
what I mean?
so I couldn't tell you. You'd have to
how
ask
people like say
someone who was into it, I guess.
No, but no. I'm just talking like, so like if you stick a sharp thing up your nose, like you can intersect your brain quite quickly. That just sort of is this direct path. So I was just wondering
I
if the
guess
pee.
if you're a serious nose candy kind of person, and you had a
Bit of a
hole in there that was
a bit of a
generated by the
hole, and then the pee came flying out your nose,
the incessant nose candy usage, then maybe then
and
it
then
would have an easy way to get through the nasal to brain barrier.
say the as the pee is flying out your nose,
Drinking the
you
pee, you will drink the pee.
starts filling up your head with like urine.
You will
It's
eat the bugs
completely,
and you will drink the pee.
it's insanity.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was this dude, right? And he was doing his morning pee drink.
Mm.
And he started waxing lyrically about like the wonderment of pee.
Oh, there's quite a few people who are doing that
He was a bit
consumption
of a
of it.
unit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
consumption of it for health
He seemed like a bit of a
reasons,
personality.
supposedly the
My
health reasons.
youngling, the elder of the younglings, when I was sent it as a link, I opened it up and then I realized it was happening as I was hanging out with the youngling last night.
Mm.
And then they're like, "What the?" And I'm like, "Oh, check this." And they're just
Yeah.
like, "Oh," and then they're like, "Oh, actually, I know that guy." Like, not know him, but
Mm-mm.
aware of it.
Know of
Yeah,
his
no, yeah, yeah.
exploits.
I was just like, "Geez." And so what he was going on about, like, I just did this amazing anal workshop, uh, and of course, like, as I was getting this amazing anal sort of thing, like, and my prostate, like, relaxed and
For
like,
checking.
and so I had a little bit of leakage out of my, like, I had a bit of like, sperm out of my manhood. And so then as I peed my
To
first pee of
preening.
the morning, there was
Mm.
the first pee of the day contained like the pre-cum, like,
Mm.
and like, and he starts going on about it. So not just did I have these, I had the protein. He starts like just going on about this in super excited way, and then it starts just guzzling his own pee. Oh, with his sperm in it. And it's just
Jesus.
like as a stream. It's he was a really very committed individual to the belief system. I have to compliment him in a way. It's fucking amazing.
Well, look, even if
Commitment.
there were health benefits for you, I think if I was gonna ever drink it, it would have to be definitely fucking watered down. I wouldn't be drinking the concentrate. Be like
No,
cordial.
his was
Be
watered.
like
No, his was
cordial,
watered
wouldn't it?
down
You'd
with
want to
pee.
mix
His was
a
watered.
fair bit of water
He's,
with it rather
yeah,
than just
yeah,
drinking it straight.
but he'd watered down his semen with pee. So he was only had a little bit of semen, his pre-cum inside his pee that he was drinking.
Mm, mm.
So it was cordial. It was cordialized.
Jesus Christ. Anyone listening to this right now will be like, what the
Cordialized.
fuck
It was
fly fuck
cordialized
circus is this?
semen, basically.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. People are walking past my door and who are my
Yeah,
flatmates, like
just
my
going, what the hell?
housemates,
Even
colleagues.
my bro is like, what the hell you two cunts talking about?
It's
Fucking crazy
ridiculous.
motherfuckers.
Um, well,
Hey, look, we've seen a lot worse, man. It's just like what we're talking
well,
about is only
actually,
pales in comparison to the fucking shit
the
that we've
realities.
fucking been exposed to. That's for sure.
So I know, right?
Mm,
So,
mm,
well, I got to say this: like pre vasectomy
mm,
and post vasectomy,
mm,
that the ejaculate from my own body
mm,
is well, I mean, it's literally, it doesn't have semen in it.
mm. Just a clear liquid,
Yeah, the
whatever it is, the mix
the
stuff,
lubricant,
lubricant.
the
Yeah.
KY gel that comes out of your body naturally.
Mm. Minus the
So,
swimmers.
mm,
Mm.
mm. So that's quite interesting. Um, it's definitely different. I might have accidentally, put some in my own mouth,
Mm.
here and there, just
My
as
my ex my ex did want me to get the cut, but I'm just one of these where I'm like, no, I'm quite happy to not have it.
No, I think I think it's the other way around, right? I reckon that people like, how like women are sort of forced onto
Pill and
the
shit.
pill
Yeah.
and things. Well, that shouldn't happen. Just once you get boys 18,
Chop
snip.
them, snip
And
them.
that's the rite of it. That's part of the rite of one of
Rite of
a
passage,
modern, yeah, rite of
snip.
passage is
Modern
to
rite of
become a
passage is
man.
snip them.
Yep, yep. Snip.
Um,
And then if you want a child, you go and fucking ask.
Get it,
Say, yeah,
fixed
no,
back up, and make sure you go through.
I want it, and then a doctor checks.
Mm,
You do
yeah.
want really a child.
Pass your parental education certificate, being a parent, parental education certificate. Make sure you got your, and once you've
Whatever.
got your parental education certificate, then you get your special fuck token. So then you
The
can go
fuck
and get
token.
your fuck token to the doctor, and the doctor then undoes it so you can
And
go and do your
there
thing.
was in those in traditional cultures, like say Australian, some certain instances of Australian traditional culture,
Mm.
um, you go the full split cock,
Yeah.
and so the ceremony is like halfway down your penis, gets cut,
Yeah.
right, and then that allows you as the man to be able to have an erection and then be inside and pleasurings, creating the pleasures, and then if you come, then you can come whilst, but it doesn't go inside because it's coming halfway out. You have to intentionally,
Push it together and push it in.
well, put the whole thing in, not
Mm.
just push it together. Like you
Rather than
can't.
just
I
a
mean,
tip. Half of a
well,
tip.
that's half.
Half a tip.
Yeah, halfway. You get a good go.
Mm. So you got to get
But
to
then
the you got
also
to get to the bottom half to get
you've
the.
got to get to the bottom half.
Mm.
But also the women in response to this, or as as like like we'll just say evolutionary. It's not quite the right word.
Mm. Mm.
But I found that the split cock man was what is attractive. If your cock was all together, that was indicative that you're a boy.
Oh, okay. You hadn't had the
That's
procedure.
like
Hadn't had the manly splittings.
that's not attractive. That's not what I
Mm.
want.
Mm. Mm.
Look at that, you know. And I suppose also the split cock, like in a way, like it has like internal advantages potentially. Like it's not fully formed in there. Like it's like if you have two fingers or something like that, and if you, for example, were using those
Mm.
like in sort of
Mm.
in special spots, then you can like rub either side of the spot. So with the penis being split in half, even though it's being pushed together by the vaginal sort of muscular system,
Mm.
has
Mm.
also these seams and other ridges and stuff that sort of create potentially more pleasure. Perhaps the women were not unreasonable in their desire for the split cock. It was advantageous. They requested
Well,
a mutilated penis.
I guess having it split, it wouldn't matter how wide it was. You could always touch both sides, couldn't you?
Yeah, because if you
Right?
go erect,
Doesn't
it's like some kind of alien beast. It like
Mm.
comes
Mm.
out, but it's sticking not just
No,
straight
but I'm just
forward.
saying
It's
you wouldn't
sideways.
have
Yeah.
to jump around to touch the sides. It just basically because it's
Oh no.
split, it just
I
automatically
said
touch both the sides.
it would go erect like this.
Mm. Mm.
Oof.
Mm.
Not just straight forward. It'd be a bit of erectile this way. Yeah, pushing against the edges. Pleasure.
Mm.
We should be, we've lost something as a species.
More men should go out there and get the split.
The split, yeah, they
That's
just
it.
like because that's what women really want.
Traditional splittings.
Be traditional about things. That's
Mm.
right. Yeah. Show your commitment.
Get your split on it
Uh,
and join the man club.
that's right. And I mean, I've witnessed it. Witness.
Witnessing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I haven't chromed my face while I
Mm.
was
Mm.
witnessing,
Mm. No,
but I
no.
certainly have witnessed a few instances. That one was a man declaring himself a real man and me not a man by pulling out and demonstrating his split cock,
Mm-hmm.
and and also just actually that was pretty well. It was not actually wasn't actually as confronting as I thought it would be, but
Did it make
it
you
was
feel
trippy.
inadequate? That's the question. Did he out manliness you?
Well,
By
it'd be like being shown a Torx screwdriver
mm.
and then just being like, this is a magical thing, and you're like, really? And then they use it and open up what seems to be a mystical device and then pull apart like the thing, and you're like, wow, how did you do that? And it's like the thing, right? Like,
Mm.
so I think just being shown like a flaccid drunk person's split cock while they're yelling at you about not
Mm.
being a real man is probably not. I didn't get I didn't get a good
Well, I
impression of
remember
it.
old Bloodbath, like Bloodbath almost had a split one because
he
you
had
know
split. He was a split
because
cock.
it basically
Not the whole
having the
way. He was half.
catheters,
He had the, yeah, he had
catheters,
the
one half
underside
of it was
split.
basically split down to the middle almost.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, no, it was down the middle. Down the. It was badly done.
Yeah.
Fucking hack job,
Mm.
as doctors are wont to do.
Yeah. But that was, mainly due to the
Well, it was obvious reasons.
rough
But,
treatment. Yeah. Rough treatment
rough.
while putting the catheter in. Ended
Can't
up with
feel.
the half split.
Do your thing.
Mm.
But I think So
Well, if you split it down half, like if you only split it down halfway, would you be half a man? You hadn't split it completely. You only just split the front part.
well, you think you really only have to
Down
do the
through the
underside,
urethra.
surely?
Down
Yeah.
through the urethra, you'd only be half a man if you only had half a split.
And it's splayed out. No, well, it's splayed out.
Hmm.
You've got like extra, sort of like you're more like a stingray shaped cock then. It's sort of like
stingray barbs. That's it.
going
Get the barb
doing
in
the
there.
sliding, the stingray cock method.
Well, I mean, if it's split and it's engorged, would it act sort of like a swollen dog penis where you get stuck?
Lobes.
You get stuck. Would you get stuck and you'd have to, get showered with the
No, I think you'd have to put your testicles in there, wouldn't you?
Well, they don't really engorge. Your testicles don't really engorge. I mean, they fill up. They don't
I don't know
really
how you would do
engorge.
that. No, I'm not really sure.
I'm just wondering whether the split cock would engorge and get sort of stuck in there.
But it's said that like it's a sort of an evolutionary trait that because dogs would be like in a pack and they'd all be like having a turn. Then when
the engorgement and the getting stuck would prevent others.
That's right. Then you're locked in, and they're like fighting you, and you're like battling them off while your penis is inside the woman, and you're just fighting. And others
and
are
all these
jumping
other
on the
horny dogs
sides
in behind you trying to get stuck on you, and it's like, oh, the row of stuckness.
Make you go soft and get you out, like just going
throw the bucket of water on it to, that's it. Take away the engorgement.
Yeah, well, that's a.
Because I remember as a kid, that's what we used to do to get the dogs apart. We just put the hose on them.
Yeah, if I sprayed your cock with the fucking hose, it'd go down. Eh?
I'm sure it would, especially with freezing cold water from the hose. And it'd be definitely kill the moment, wouldn't it?
Kill the moment.
Kill the moment straight up.
So maybe you should train for that.
Coal spoon. That's why you always keep a coal spoon in the
Someone comes at you with a hose and it just arouses you.
Because one of my cousins used to always talk about having the coal spoon in the if she had a man back and he was a bit over enthusiastic, she just pull the coal spoon out of the freezer and just whack it with the coal spoon, and that'd be the end of that.
Wow.
Coal spoon was a thing. Nice little wrapping on the end of the knob with the coal spoon, and then it's all over Red Rover.
Well, certainly.
It's definitely been educational, this Cheep. Like we're putting out some real educational stuff here.
I'm just trying to think of the psychology behind this male who gets a cold spoon. He's gone around to a girl's house,
gotten worked up,
and
gotten all engorged.
His penis is literally out,
and
somehow she's got him into the kitchen. So a bit of like domestic.
No. She's walked off to the kitchen, grabbed the coal spoon, come back, and then to discourage the bigness, just gives it a whack with the coal spoon, and then boom, it's all over.
So I just trying to get it.
It's a discouragement tool.
The man has obviously got his penis out, because otherwise, which indicates a full level of like determined boldness. I'm not saying good, just boldness. Like the person thinks that.
But I mean, look, there's always frottage. You always have a little bit of frottage, but maybe she just didn't want it to go any further, and so the coal spoon was like the back to normality. You know, we've had our little bit of frontage and the
But you know what?
playtime, and then just a quick
Then
whack with the coal spoon, and then
okay, so we're getting
gone,
some good
gone.
context here. So
Yeah.
there was actually frottage.
Mm,
Makes sense.
mm.
But don't go further.
No,
No, but I really need to go further
no.
because I can't. I'm
Hang on, I've
I'm
got a
just a dog
solution to
just
this.
mounting randomly.
No, I got a solution. I'll be back in a minute. Coal spoon, whack. There we go, all over Red Rover.
So is that that's then he's gone sub.
Mm,
He's subbing.
pretty much.
Yeah. Yes, Mistress, I'll wait for
Mm,
you.
mm,
That's
mm.
right. You
Mm,
wait.
mm, mm.
You
And
keep
then,
that. You keep it. That's right.
yeah, bang. Here's a coal spoon. No, none for you.
None for you.
Mm,
Only on Sundays after church.
mm. And only
That's the
missionary,
reward.
of course.
It's the reward for going to church. That's
I was told these things, man. I was like, what the cold spoon? I try to figure it out, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna chill a spoon and just test that on myself, and it does work. Like, you know,
no, it'll
I've
work. I
actually
don't even have
I've
to
given
test
it
it.
practical application and tested
I
this
feel you.
theory, and it does work. So,
Mm, mm,
yeah, there is method to that madness.
mm.
Whacking it with the frozen spoon from the freezer does take the fun out of it.
Mm.
Yeah, it gets small very quickly
Though
after
I
that.
will say this:
Well, I mean, I
the
guess it'd be
human
almost the same as
brain
just
is plastic. Is
poking it
plastic.
into ice. You know, you go out into the snow and just stab it into the snow, and then goodbye by erection.
Though, I just want to just offer up, and I actually have had training in the subject.
Mm,
So even though that would be the normal response to a cold spoon on the end of your penis,
mm,
you 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 can you could condition yourself through repeated training
mm.
to
But see, this
and
is the
how much
funny
repeated
thing. Like,
to be totally into it and just be
yeah.
like even more erect, be like, oh, more
Well,
spoon,
this is
give
the
more
thing.
spoon.
Like the whole ice cubes in the mouth and the BJ to
All
prolong
right,
the
yeah, I've never done that.
prolonging
I've never
to
had
make it
that
prolong.
or done
So
that. But,
I've been a participant in the
a recipient, a
recipient
participant.
of the ice cubes in the mouth,
I,
and it
I've
does prolong it.
I've done the ice cube like as a sort of with my mouth and drawn it across my compatriot
Mm.
in the sexual acts. But yeah, so yeah, I think you can try. Well, no, actually, I don't think this. I have literally experimented on myself,
Mm.
and for the because I was I'm a curious. I am
You are
curious.
a
So
curious creature. That's it.
I am a curious creature. So I want to find out. And yeah, you could recode yourself to
Mm.
pretty
Mm.
much like whatever you want to get aroused by. You
Mm.
just make it so, and it doesn't happen in like.
Well,
I mean, I don't know.
practice always makes perfect, right?
Maybe I could do it faster now. Like now that I understand that it's possible and I'm more plastable, then maybe I could reconfigure myself like quickly, like maybe within weeks or months. I don't know. I wonder how fast I could get it to happen to recode myself. So I was attracted, and then not being into it. You know what I mean? Like, and
Mm.
decode yourself. So, or would you have echo? So it just starts to like linger. And then as you do it and as each time you recode what like turns you on, you just get a sort of a more repertoire, which then starts to bleed into each other and get confusing. And you're like, oh, I don't know that I can do the three things at the same time. you know, like it's just too much.
Mm.
And then you just lose it. I don't know. But yes, you can recode yourself. It's an interesting experience. Whoop. Well, it's not that interesting. I've gone Fenty.
I was just looking at X, and there's Paul McCartney said
What?
he once masturbated with John Lennon, and it was good, harmless fun.
with John Lennon.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, there's whole things around that. Like, there's a whole subculture of like not into each other's sex,
Mm. But just
where
more.
you go around to someone's place and watch porn together,
Yeah.
and then just sit there and masturbate on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
It's like so you can like I don't know, feel more normal or you know, masturbation buddies.
Yeah. Just hanging out.
Yeah, you can get that in 20 minutes if you want it.
Mm.
Easy.
There's an app for that.
It's an app for that. There's totally an app for that. I just it pains me to say that you'll learn a lot about human. You'll learn more. Well, not a lot. You'll just learn more about the human story as a result of engaging. And it just made me think of today. I was driving home from my job, and there's this intersection. Have you got any intersections up in the Vegas
Any?
where where there's a homelessy kind of person or whatever homeless presenting person who washes windows and has like it does a good job is like but it's quite makeshift and you give him change and he's cool like that kind of thing, like you pull up and like always at that intersection, oh mate, I'll be there. Is that a
Oh, mate,
do you have
what?
that?
Doing the window washing?
Mm-hmm. At an intersection where you got to wait a long time, there's a big slow intersection. So anyway, there's a couple of those in Sydney.
Yeah.
um and this one dude, yeah, so I saw him today and I was like, oh, it's so cool, there he is. He inspires me, like, and yeah, he's one of my, I wouldn't say mentor, but definitely inspirational. Anyhow, eh, yeah, and I saw him today, and I just grabbed all the change I had,
Yep.
and it was not enough. It was all just 20-cent pieces and shit, you know. And he came, and I said, "Oh, hey, bud." And he came over, and I went my window down. It's like I just put the money. And my window totally needed cleaning. It was a
Yeah.
fucking wreck.
Mm.
It was like plant matter on it, and I tried to wash it, and it just was smeared, and and I just was like, nah, man, like that's not enough to wash my window. That's just New Year's, man. It's all good. Like I'll see you next time, you know. Um, but I don't know. He doesn't. It takes a lot of energy. I had the experience out in Alice Springs. There was this old woman, or uh, yeah. Anyway,
Mm.
yeah. I don't know if she's still alive, so I won't say her name. Old woman,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Don't dead.
painter, street
Don't
paint.
don't dead shame her.
No, I just. No. So anyway, old woman, because there's many. Painter, many.
Mm.
Street painter, many.
Mm.
And she'd always hassle him up. I got some. I'm like, and I always offer her actually food. I'd be like,
Mm.
always have something. It's like, "Blah, apple, blah, don't want your stupid thing," because it would always be what she wouldn't want to eat.
Mm.
And on occasion, she did eat with me. And then this one time near the end of my story, and she came up. It was a hot summer and stuff, and she's like, and then I was at this cafe, and it was over a few days because I was working nearby, and so I came in a couple of days. And then I just saw her, and she's coming at me, and I'm like, and then she's saying, "Hey," and I'm like, "Oh, look, I don't." And we're having this like,
Don't have the things.
yeah, I was having the, I don't have the things you want,
Mm.
and she was just talking, and it was this thing like they're actually immune, like they're immune to rejection.
Yeah.
They're just saying this thing, and they just keep saying the thing all day, and some
Yep.
people
Yep.
say yes, and some people say no. It's very simple. It doesn't matter how many. Well, it does, I suppose, if none do. But
Well, to a lot of
I,
us, being rejected is like, you get your fee-fees hurt.
oh yeah, no, they're way past this.
Mm.
It's you know, it's just process. But And I just was over it. Hey, I was just like,
No.
I'm like, no. I was like, you know me. You stop it. Stop.
Mm-mm.
You're not even talking to me.
Yeah.
like you're just doing your thing. And I'm just like,
Doing the
come on.
routine.
I
Come on.
didn't get
Just
loud so much because I got
snap
like
out of the routine and
emotional. And
just be honest.
come on, like
Yeah.
fucking hell. We've known each other for like
Mm-mm.
14 years.
Is it for crack? Come on. Is it for crack?
No, it's
Just
not.
be
No,
honest.
it's just it's not for crack. She's a lovely old lady. So
Mm-mm.
anyway, she actually snaps out of it. We have a real conversation. And then
Yeah.
I actually go down to the painting store with her and just buy her all this stuff as a Christmas present. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it was so awesome. And we
Well,
had a whole
when you stop
conversation.
being the mark,
Yeah, we're stopping. Yeah,
you stop being the mark, and you
yeah.
become the we are known.
Mm.
We're not friends, but you've seen me that many times, and you interacted with me that many times that we're known.
Come on. Yeah, we're not.
Yeah, we're not unknown. We're known.
Mm, mm.
We know of each other.
It was lovely breaching through that. We had a
Mm-mm.
lovely conversation, and then we caught up. And there was another time I was like, "Nay, no, don't." And then yeah, and then we chatted after that. But that was. I mean, that was on me, I suppose. It took me 10 years or whatever it was to finally crack it with her.
Mm.
Like pretending we didn't know each other, like
Just
some kind
reading
of
this
weird charade.
contradiction of terms. Yes, I'm a vegan. Yes, I eat meat. We exist. Yes, I'm an atheist. Yes, I believe in God. Yes, we exist. Yes, I'm a virgin. Yes, I have sex. We exist.
Yeah, but are they just? Isn't that just a
And the
full
last
statement?
one is the one I like the best.
Like we
Yes, I
exist.
am
Like
no. No, I am yes. We know yes.
but that's using no in a special way, isn't it?
Mm.
That's where they're omitting the silent letters.
Yeah, of course.
Mm, the unseen words. You can do some wacky power trip stuff with that, like doing yesing and knowing.
Mm.
Like a challenge. It's actually quite a challenge to even do this because you probably haven't got the attention span. Anyone, whoever, even me or you.
Mm.
But I've done it. But like being able to walk around, say just yes everything. Like look at everything. I mean, within reason, like every tiny speck. If you want to go there, but it'll do the same. It doesn't matter. And just affirm everything you look at. Anyone asks you, say yes, and you're like, before you pick up your phone, you're just like, yes, yes. It sounds stupid,
Mm.
but literally, you do that for like an hour, and just see where your mental state's at. Like it's wild.
Oh, here we go. Miami is facing a big conundrum. The
Oh,
city has been tyrannized by an
yeah.
unidentifiable shadow creature for days. The
What?
entire police have been looking for the ominous creatures.
What?
So
Are you
apparently,
serious?
yeah, this is channel alert on X, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's
But
a less blurry picture of some sort of shadow creature. So it looks like Miami's got demons at the moment.
Death Clock did go there.
Mm.
That's one hell of an episode, actually. Death. And they destroy Florida. Remember,
Yeah,
they're trying to play the thing, and then they just create this massive storm,
yeah,
and there's just people's bodies are getting ripped off. It's like so intense that like from their music, it just creates this like, what is it? I don't even remember how, but it'll be something like that. It
yeah.
creates
Is
this
that
massive
from
like,
Adult Swim?
yeah,
Adult Swimmings.
yeah. Death Clock.
Deathlock.
That's it. And
We know,
it's
we know.
grand. Yeah. So that's the Florida episode where they destroy Florida. Now, we're entering 2024 and we're starting out with like actual shadow beings
Shadow
in Florida.
beings in
In
Florida.
Florida.
That's
This
it.
is awesome. We're only like 6 days in, aren't
That's
we?
it, and we're already getting the
We've got
fun stuff.
this is awesome. The script for this year is gonna be fantastic if that's where it starts.
Mm.
That's some genuine shit. Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's, no, no, is it going, "Oh, what's happening? Is this live?" Like, it's just no.
Because Stephen was on the list. There's a picture of that someone's saying, "Oh, he was a nasty nigger with benefits." This uh, and in the context, readers might like to know this post is misleading. It shows a picture of Stephen Hawking with his daughter Lucy Hawking, who was born in 1970s, and his wife Jane Hawking. This photo was taken over 30 years ago. Oh shit! And they're making out he
No,
was like this.
as
Yeah,
soon as there's a list, like,
yeah.
it's open
Just
field.
open
Like the list
season
that you've
on
sent
whoever,
me,
you
I
know.
have no idea. I mean, it's totally believable and unbelievable at the same time,
Mm,
but it's like, I mean, it's a small list. Like, if I listed all the people I actually knew, it wouldn't be quite that long. Or
mm.
maybe it is, but it's something I like. Oh, I could probably extend out. I just haven't been bothered to write them down. I couldn't have given a shit.
Yeah.
So I would know them, but and in that circuit, sure, you could theoretically know all those people, and they would therefore know each other, which they kind of would,
Mm,
and and that's how it rolls. Like we all know 100 people, good times, good for you. And you make lists of people, so you know 200, success. So it's possible, and they're within reason. It's not like completely unreasonable amounts of people. Some of them seem a bit weird. It seems, I don't know. Like if they're genuine lists and there is a genuine
mm.
release of this, has the document genuinely been released?
Apparently yes, and there's
Okay,
a
okay,
link to the website where you can
yeah,
go
yeah,
and check it all
and
out.
it's all redacted.
Yeah,
So the amount of redacted names should always equal the same amount as on any list. Any valid,
correct.
theoretical valid list has to be a list of that many names.
Mm. So I think most of what's going on now is just people fucking taking advantage of the whole hysteria of the list because
Yeah, because you could do it
they've
anyway.
been waiting for years for this list to come out ever since they went in
Uh,
and confiscated all the videos and whatever he had in his
is
little
this is this where deep fakes truly come out?
yeah,
And like in
I
the
think
next
so.
48
I think I
hours,
think
we've
I
just
think
got the
there's going
most
to be like
outrageous photos just start
AI is going to
pouring
just
AI
gonna be in its
avalanche.
element in generating this,
It's going to have
you
Steven
know,
Spielberg and Whoopi
yeah,
Goldberg and
it's
yeah,
like
and Cher
mass
in a threesome
orgies,
with like some 14-year-old. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah. And Prince Charles like watching over, wanking with a cigar.
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
yeah.
This is
It's where
fantastic.
AI is going to come into its own.
Deny it.
That's it.
Deny it. Yeah.
Mm. That's why you always wear the extra
And
fingers, man.
always.
Always wear the extra fingers. You
but
deny
the
because
problem,
AI generated
I
extra
did just make it
fingers.
look like it was photographed in
Yeah.
the 90s and shit. Like it was like, just looks old. Like this is, and I mean, and the
Man,
onus
you
would then be
wouldn't
on
want to be
denial.
someone
Like,
in
isn't that
power
crazy?
or
Not right now,
with
you are
positions
just
of
about to
power
get
or
nuked. This is
influence, would
nuclear
you?
fun.
Because ultimately you're just going to get picked on.
It's
That
no,
is
you know
it.
what this is? This is the ultimate dick and balls.
Mm, mm.
Like the drawing of the dick and ball. Like I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
just
yeah.
the canal effort.
Exactly.
This is the dick and balls of 2024. It's
It is. It
fantastic.
is the dick and
It's
balls
like
of 2024.
and it's just going to be AI. Not it's going to be
Absolute
yeah,
nightmare.
catastrophe. AI apocalypse is upon us.
Mm. Take anyone's voice. I mean, we've given enough voice now. I mean, anyone could basically sample the voice we've given.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Like, there's enough of our content now on the tube, so someone could basically sample and create whatever from what we've said.
So, like, why isn't
The
Donald
the only
Trump?
thing that they couldn't do is basically take our faces because we're
Oh
avatared
no,
up. But that is the
I got a
buffer.
billion faces.
We're using the avatar as the buffer.
Why isn't Donald Trump on the list?
He is on the list.
Well, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Donovan,
DD.
Delaris, David, Drew. No, he's not on the list. It's absurd.
No,
I
that's
don't
because
know.
that's the fake list.
Why did you send me the fake list?
Because I wanted to show you that it's just like there's the real list and there's the fake list. So that's the fake list. Like
But you've
this
got
is
the real
where
list.
Whoopi Goldberg went nuts because she's on this list and it's not even a
I
real list.
see.
It's a fake list. But I'm just
Oh, so I
saying,
see.
you can
Yeah,
have
okay,
fun
okay.
with this. You can just
Oh
create your
no,
own
it's
fucking list of 149 people.
now
You know what I
everyone's on the
mean? Like
list now.
everyone's on the
Everyone is
fucking
like,
list.
I'm on the list.
You've always been on Santa's naughty list side.
What? Yeah. Yeah, well, I guess when Santa came and gave me all my things, then they would get smashed the next day with a hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was naughty and peaked.
Just to
If I
show.
peaked, then they would get smashed with a
Yeah.
hammer because I was naughty.
The
I actually had the
realities
Krampus.
of life, Si.
Santa delivered it and the Krampus took it away.
Yeah. Giveth in one hand and taketh away with the other.
It was within 24 hours sometimes. Yeah, man. It was brutality at its best. Yeah. So I don't know
So
if I ever
see how
told you
easily
this.
it can be manipulated? Like if someone's convincing enough, they can just hand you a list and go, well, this is the list of the people.
Yeah, no, I'm up for that being the list, except I found a few
But yes,
weirdnesses on there.
Donald Trump was on the list, but apparently he didn't inhale. He was like Bill Clinton, and he smoked marijuana, but he never inhaled.
Oh,
And he went to the party, but he didn't go to the ranch, and he didn't go to the island, and he wasn't on the flight list. He was just mentioned.
I
And
want to
there's a
see
difference
someone
between being
actually.
mentioned and
You know
being
what?
being on the list of the
The thing
flight
to
list.
do right now,
Yeah.
is if you are on the list, just come out and tell your story.
Yeah, that's it.
Just go, you know what? Actually, fuck it.
I did go to the island 16 times or 32 times or however many times it was. And
I was told that these people were,
I did smoke the marijuana joint, but I
just
didn't inhale. I did not inhale. So I did
somebody else
see the
inhaled
young
me.
ladies, but I didn't participate
Someone else.
in the young ladies.
Oh, I see.
Mm-mm.
And I recognize that, I have been silent
Mm.
in
Mm.
and not reported a crime, and I
Don't
think
be
that
one of these people that take their
this
own
is the
life
thing.
because you're worried about what other people think about you being on that list. Don't be the
Nothing
Matthew.
come forward.
Don't be the Matthew Perry.
Who did what?
Don't suicide in your bathtub because you're on that list.
Yeah, you know what though? I have no idea who Matthew Perry is, except you have actually, so I'm aware. Actually,
Friends,
I'm aware. Yeah, Friends. That's
from
because he
the
was
Friends.
a pass around.
Yeah.
That's how he got to be on Friends
Mm.
and so forth. Because in his story, as he developed through his career, he was a pass around at such parties.
Right.
He was the cabin
See, I
boy.
never knew.
But
Captain's boy.
that's
He was the best boy.
captain's boy. Well, he's probably maybe you wouldn't start as the captain's boy unless you're very special. And so it's not because he was out there bonking. He was the one doing the assaults. It was because the
He
shame
was
of
the
being assaulted.
receiver.
Yeah, man. Like you watch the people
He
who will
was the
kill themselves will be the
assaultee
people who were the
rather than the
assaultees. And
assaulter.
there's this idea that there's like stars doing it to not stars,
Mm.
but a certain class of people doing it to stars is a fucking geez.
Well, it's like rap, but just add an
That's
E.
right. That's it, man. And that's the thing, yeah.
Because the only
Want to
way
become in a special
the only
gang?
way you
A
get up
special
in the
gang?
old rap
Just
world
join
is
the
you
special
add the
gang.
E.
Mm. Mm.
Mm.
Celine Dion. Celine Dion. I love it.
Yeah.
I can imagine Celine Dion.
No. Like I said, man, like you look at the
Great.
names, it's just
No,
like if you
Celine Dion
believe it, then you believe it, you know?
was she was like a now she fought back. You know, she was a prize. That's why they liked her.
Holy shit.
She's got
Unsanctioned.
strong rolls.
Unsanctioned. Hang on. I gotta send you this.
It's just
The
ridiculous.
doodle noodle, man.
No, but the AI layer of this is
Check
just
out.
going to be
Check
hilarious.
out.
Okay.
Unsolicited. This just came up in my feed. What the fuck?
What's this?
Just came up in my
What
feed. And I was like, what?
is that coming out of there?
Yeah. And then going into there and then coming out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Who thought that up?
Just came up in my list, in my
Who
feed.
in your
Like I said,
feed?
I'm getting
Wow.
some weird stuff in my feed ever since I dropped all my
I've just
friends.
got cats.
Yeah.
So sorry, I don't do Facebook, mate. My Insta feed, which is just as, Facebook is
Just
Facebook.
cats.
Yes, so many cats. I have,
Mm.
I have interesting things too, but there's a lot of cats. Man, the cats looking at cats' faces. I say, I'm okay. I reckon,
The
like
AI
there's
cat stuff.
no, you know how there's the button dogs and button cats,
Mm.
and they can do speech using buttons, and some people disbelieve. It's real. It's freaking real. I mean, some of it's not real, but some of it is real.
Yeah.
There's a level of real, and they're not stupid. You say the fucking word. If they can say the word, they know that you know what the word means because you say the freaking sound.
Mm.
You know, it's easy. Like, and so the next level of that is like where dogs are training their children directly, and so the dogs have children, and then they're like live training them into the use of the buttons, and then we start having generations of dogs which already have speech
Yeah.
as a default communication tactic, right? And then
Because I've seen that video of the dog pressing the buttons thing.
yeah, all those, right? So there was this other phenomenon is where so there's this video of like it's a filter and the owner's face looks like a cat, and then you hold your cat and the cat's looking at the screen, and on the screen it looks like a cat, yeah, because it's the filter.
Mm.
But then the cat looks up at the owner, and then it's like, yeah, right, no, that's my, hang on, what the fuck, like, and different cats like interact with that experience in different ways, like they're aware that there's this bizarrity going on. This is like a real clarity. And also there's a lot of another videos I see things of, for example, of dogs, in particular dogs, cats as well, but more so dogs, will be very interactive with the television screen.
Mm.
And look at my videos. I'm getting a bit choppy right now. That's all good. So is my audio staying good
Yeah, your
while
audio's
I'm chopping
fine.
up the video?
Yeah, it's still working.
Yeah. And then so the dogs like say watching Simba like in live action, and there's the lion, and the dog's like, yeah, get the thing and save the dude, or there'll be all these other things like where dogs are responding to the screen. And I think that what's interesting is like, say, dogs 50 years ago with screens, they didn't, like, I remember I grew up in a house of dogs. They didn't interact with the television, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
But
in fact,
it was also black and white back then with the
well,
cathode.
even when it was,
Like it to them, I mean, supposedly they can't see color. So
it's
if
just
it was black and
generations.
white, it would have been invisible to them. So
Mm.
with the advent of color, perhaps they're able to see the motions and
Yep.
see
And that
interactions.
and the screens are bigger
Yeah,
instead of being like a little cathode. It's like
yeah,
this 60-inch shit in
and
someone's 80-inch
and
in a screen.
being
It's
LED,
at their scale.
it's a different
Kind of
transmission
light,
system.
yeah,
That's right.
OLEDs,
Yeah,
yeah. It's like it's more phosphorescent and visible to their eyes, and
Yeah.
all of the various potentials. But also, I think that there's this it's just been in their realm. It just has been existing, and you know, noises coming out of and growing up in those environments as opposed to being foreign. And I think when we talk, so what I'm observing is we're actually uplifting animals as we go. We don't realize it.
They're moving along with us
Yes,
in
they are.
our
Yeah,
increase in intellect.
yeah, they are. And dogs and cats are yeah, you get the thing of, say, a ape in the forest or something, and it's or whatever, and they put a mirror and the different animals, and they just don't get it that it's not them. But there's the cat looking at the video and then
Mm.
looking at the person and
Oh, with
completely
the
aware of
cat
the
face, because they're seeing
yeah,
the cat face on the screen, but they're
yeah, yeah. But they relate. They know what they're seeing. They know it's a reflection. They're they know. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Instead of looking at it going, who's that and who's that and who's that, they're going, oh, who's behind me? Because that's me and my friend. As opposed to an animal in the jungle which hasn't seen a mirror. These are animals where for generations now they've grown up with mirrors.
Mm.
So looking at smartphones and this kind of progression, also videos of particularly parrots, but also cats as well, and probably and monkeys and various other creatures, but learning how to use touch screens, and
Mm-hmm.
then even finding other birds and things to communicate with.
Yeah. Because
And
the
just
video of the cat, there's a lot of apps out there for cats now anyway. But
mm,
to tap the little fish or the
yes.
hit the bug or
So we're training cats and dogs and shit how to
interact. That's right.
use touch
Yeah,
interfaces,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And so they're going to be able to see us do other things and then start to
Mm-mm.
simulate these things because
And
it's a
it'd be interesting
compatible
to see
interface.
whether they actually teach their own young how to
Well, they will
interact. Yeah.
if there's a reason, if
Mm.
it sort of aids to their survival in
Yeah.
some fashion. If we sort of the dog can ask for something to happen through it, and then we'll do it, then
If there's a reward for
yeah,
the
because you
yeah.
can bet it, man. If an animal can figure out if it's dependent in a slave master scenario, or
Mm.
prisoner, warden, or whatever all the things, is if they can figure out a way to better communicate with you, they're going to. And this will be a transformational moment, I think, for humans, is that realizing that other life is also attempting to communicate.
Yeah. Yeah.
like,
Check this shirt.
I,
Check this shirt.
what's it,
It's like stained
what on
glass,
you?
man.
Oh, sorry, I'm miles away from my messenger
Oh
interface.
no, no, no. When you get a chance.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to wear that.
That'd be awesome.
Can you buy that for me?
Shirt of many
Are you
colors.
my Are you my sugar daddy?
No, I'm not your sugar daddy. We're just friends. All right.
Damn it. It's
I know.
80%
I
off.
know.
Don't
I
do that
know.
to me. Come
No,
on.
no, no. I'm
Meow,
not buying it.
meow,
Not buying it. I don't
meow.
have any money. Come on. You're asking a poor man to buy shit for
It's surely it's what's 80% off? $5
you.
with
Definitely be
with a
worthy
hundred
though. Definitely be
with
worthy.
$60 shipping.
Mm.
$60 shipping. $5 and
$5 and $60 shipping. $65 shirt. No, I don't have the money to be a sugar daddy.
no, no.
Mm,
I'm trying to yeah, no, I'm feeding myself
mm,
successfully.
mm.
I
I'm
am.
just barely feeding myself and the rest of the family, so
I know,
I've
man.
got no sugar daddy potential. My sugar daddy potential ran out. Now, if I was by myself and
Mm.
my didn't have any one to look after, then I would have sugar daddy cash left over. Could buy you a shirt, but I'd be buying it as a friend rather than a sugar daddy. It would be a friendly gesture rather than hopeful for
Well,
some sort of
It seems to fit the theme.
fleshy payment.
I wonder, do you think the backgrounds like influence our conversation?
Why? Oh, the strong language and use of alcohol and what was it?
Mature.
Let me disappear myself for a second. Partial nudity and
Well,
mature humor.
mature humor, like
Mm.
we have been having mature
Well,
humor.
of course. I mean, I can do a background change. I do have a few others selected.
No. Well, yes, and it's all good.
You can do the
Oh wow, this is interesting.
Vegas football with the
Oh.
Windows blue screen. We're not the only ones. We're not the only ones to suffer from the Windows blue screen.
Yeah, that's good.
I thought it was quite amusing.
Is it real? I mean, it could be
Oh,
real.
I think it's a mocked up picture more than anything.
Yeah.
What is real these days? I did like this one. This one was really good.
If you're not seeing it, then
This
not
one was
real.
pretty good.
No.
Traditional Windows background, but with the anime frame.
Special frame.
Yeah. I thought
like
it was
it.
quite good. That was harvested from Facebook. Facebook harvest. As most of my pictures are.
Yeah, you hang out there. Hey, it's a real thing.
Oh, well, like I said, since I got rid of the...
Yeah, you have the weirdest interaction with Facebook. You've got no friends. You've got like 3 people on there or something, haven't you?
13 friends
13.
together. Just mainly family, but yeah.
And so it has no idea. And so it just
No
feeds
idea.
you random
It just
shit.
feeds me this random shit.
Oh, well,
like
I think
the bird picture that I sent to you. Like the, the perfect talk is cheap picture, This one.
Oh, yeah. That is just outrageous. Yeah, let's just.
It's like one shitting on the other and then shitting itself at the same time. It's like brilliant. I was like, yep. Facebook is trying its best to understand me by sending me all this strange crap.
Yeah,
in an effort to try and get me to select stuff.
Because I think like what's interesting, I think on Instagram, right? So I follow a couple of cosplayers, a couple of photographers, a couple of poets. Basically, so different categories of creators. And, Instagram has attempted to show me more poets and so forth. But that's not like I get referrals from those people to the things I will see next.
Yeah.
And I think that's how that works. You sort of buy into that more. And then the things that I sort of engage is more what people send me, like yourself and others, like who. And then I go and look at those things, and that spawns me. And so the things that it thinks that I'm into, I don't know, it's weird. Like it thinks I'm right into cat videos.
Yeah.
And cat videos are cool. It does know that I'm into like things with people making shit, like if they're like coming up with an idea. But it can get some wacky, latent ideas. Like it started sending me these like I don't know, animal friends videos, like these things that vegans like super buy into and so forth, and not just vegans, but animal whatever. And it's like, oh yeah, it's a loving farm, and then they're just like feeding them drugs and shit. And you can actually just watch what they're doing, and they're feeding them like the stuff that they're hooked on, and pretending that they're making like it's the trippiest videos, and people are just swarming them and going, "Oh, they love the animals." And it's like, isn't it like give? And they're literally like they're theatrical animals just being just hardcore worked for the fucking money.
Yeah.
Like the
absolutely.
And they're pro. Now this is some cheap.
That is cheap. That's cheap right there.
Cheap right here, man. For the wow,
it's
that's
cheap
amazing.
all over, man.
I'm that. See, it's coming out. Real talk is cheap out of the mouth. See,
cheap. Yeah, my meme collection is growing by the day. I mean, there's a lot of not safe for work
Do you still have your
content.
meme collection?
Meme collection.
No, do you still have a like an instance of the main collection that we founded?
Oh yeah, no, it's huge now. Like I got one of my work
I sh-
colleagues gave me his complete collection.
Oh
So it's
wow!
just massive. Yeah. Pretty much everything up to
I should.
the early 80s.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's
Yeah. Or sorry,
well
late 80s I should say, and
late 80s.
early
Yeah, late
90s,
80s.
yeah.
Mm,
So where it's sort of
everything.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it'd be good to give. I want to give a copy of that. It'll go crazy. Like Rachel will
Hmm.
just literally melt down. But
Yeah.
I the kids need a copy
Well, I got the one with the whole
because I
front
can
end.
feed that into a Mac,
Hmm.
whatever, like
I'll
a
send you
Mac
down a
UI.
disk. Send you a
Is it that
disk.
big? I guess it is that big these days, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, hang on. Let me just give you
It'll have to be a stick. Like I
hang on.
don't.
I'll go in here. Addy boom boom.
I, I don't know. I have nothing that spins anymore.
Sec.
It would be. It'd be gigs, man. Surely.
Second. There
Even
it
at
is.
1 megabyte, 1 megabyte to 64
27
megabytes.
gig.
Yeah.
27 gigabytes.
You could probably zip it. Yeah.
3,245 files. So that's pretty much everything.
That's the current main
Yeah.
version.
So
You
I
are
could.
like an FTP website. You are your own personal FTP. You don't instead of some people have to go out onto the net to get things. You just have like over the decades
Well,
like
there's that
brought the
one.
net
That's
to
just the
you.
MAME. Like the other one that
I know. That's
that
right. Like
um that
I can
my
imagine.
bro and I have bloody put together. That is. Give me 1 second. The complete MAME and all the emulator software and everything for pretty much all the old systems, the emu stuff.
Hmm.
What's it up to? Something ridiculous. It's still calculating. Up to 1.5 terabytes already.
What?
Hang on.
Hang on. What?
Like the vintage arcade system that we set up.
Oh,
It was I think
hang on.
it's about 4 terabytes.
But what do you? What?
Four,
How?
four, four. Well,
How?
it's got all the Amiga. It's got all
Oh, okay. Thank you.
the
Yeah. Okay. I get it.
Neo
I thought that.
Geo. It's got all the fucking
Yep.
Atari and everything. So
Everything. Yep.
all the old game systems.
Well beyond
It's
MAME.
yeah. It's more than just
Yeah.
MAME. It's all the old arcade emu stuff and pretty much everything.
Wow.
Jaguar, Capcom, Commodore 64, Nintendo DS, Game Boy Advance,
Imagine
GameCube, Nintendo
some of the
64,
ocean.
NES, Super NES, Wii U, 3DO, PC,
What the?
pinball, pop games, Sega Dreamcast, Sega Game Gear, Sega
Just
Master System, Mega Drive, Sega 32, Sega CD, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation Mini, PSP, and all the Street Fighter collection. Virtual
how can it
Pinball,
have all?
Z.
How can it have all of the PlayStation games? That's got to be way more than 4 terabytes. Are they all what?
Oh
Is it
no, it's
just
not all of them. It's just I've got
they're
the
just folders.
Need for
They're
Speed.
things that
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
things that can emulate
yeah.
rather.
Yeah. Need
Okay,
for
yeah, okay.
Speed
I
in
was
the
going to say,
PlayStation.
I'm
Not
like, you have
everything. I mean,
all the
to
games
be
for
fucking like
all those
100
consoles. Are
terabytes or
you?
two
Are you
hundred
in?
fucking
Who?
terabytes, wouldn't it?
What have you
Ever
been
had
doing? Have you even had a job? No wonder your wife left you.
what? What are
You
you talking
collected.
about?
You collected the whole world.
Collected the internet onto one PC, and then it
You're
just dies,
insane.
and you're just like,
No.
commit
No,
suicide.
that's not it. Oh yeah, that video. Those videos. Some of the things this in the last week. That one of the guy who's being um harassed by the cop, and she's like, "I've got this PlayStation here. I've got these save files," and he's like, "Oh yeah, who would?" And then she like deletes his save file.
Oh, the first
Like,
save file, and he's just like, oh no,
yeah,
let's talk about it.
yeah, let's talk about it. Like, he's just like, I really feel that guy.
Mm-mm. Mm.
No,
Losing
but
your
I would
save
actually have more
games.
spite. I'd have more spite than that. I'd just be like, you have no idea, bitch. I would.
Mm-mm.
I will totally outclass myself in my next playthrough, which
Mm-mm.
I'll personally enjoy doing
Yep,
to
yeah,
the maximum.
yeah.
Like, you have no idea.
Well, there's been some
Delete
good
that.
vids we passed backwards and forwards on the
Oh, but that other one,
thing.
the one of
I'm going back into the histories.
the cleverness of
What
the
about the
guy doing
Disney
the
doing the clouds? Guy
Oh,
paid
look, if anyone believes that,
$60 million to go back through the Disney back catalog and put freaking chem clouds into the videos. Some of them are just bullshit. Like but what about the dude talking about the gingers? You know, gingers are the problem in America. If it wasn't for the gingers causing all that trouble, then the white people
well,
make
that's
stuff and the gingers just destroy everything.
wasn't
I'm
like a
using ginger as we don't use that special other word, the word that shall not be mentioned. The one that we know you're playing games and all the kids are using that special name, calling you the name.
Oh, okay, yep,
Even
okay. I won't
even
say
in
that, and I was
yeah,
about
no,
to say that
don't say it, but yeah, that the name.
because that's where I was about to
What
say
do
the
you
thing
think the
because that's
number
the real
one
thing.
problem facing America today is? Yeah, well, it's the gingers, man. They just destroy everything. The white people build it all up, and the gingers come along and destroy it.
Well,
And that's being nice.
your vice will get you, won't it?
Oh, the bank account being flagged with the highly suspicious
Yeah,
transaction
that's
names.
the highly
That
suspicious
was that
stuff.
was
So
awesome.
funny.
The
That was awesome.
$26 for illicit drugs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was just a joke.
It's $300
Yeah,
for
that's right.
Class A
Class A
with the with
drugs.
the
Yeah.
with the penalty for
What is the penalty
lying
for lying? Well, it's far less
lying.
than the actual possession of the Class A drug. Oh
Oh,
yeah. It was
yeah.
just a lie. It was
Just
a
a
lie.
total joke. Yeah, that's so funny. Oh, mm, very funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that was some brilliant stuff. And the chirping machine, the bird chirping machine,
Very
made from
clever,
ages
hey?
ago. So clever, man. Automated mimicking of the bird chirpings. That was brilliant. The weatherman, the dude putting the Enter Sandman weatherman stuff into
Oh,
the.
that
That was
guy.
brilliant. That was truly
What a
brilliant.
dude. What?
Mm.
Uh,
The
yeah.
editing on the different screens, like the doctor's office and the on the iPhone and on the iWatch and
Oh, you're meaning like the
doing the
different editing
yeah the
software.
dude editing on the main screen, the editing.
Everything's the
Yeah,
editing
yeah,
application.
yeah, yeah,
Everything's video editing.
yeah. That's it across all the
Crazy.
different format
Well,
underwater. Yeah,
they're
yeah,
all just features, really.
yeah. I
They're not,
know.
but like that's the thing. Like RECUT's just a feature. It's not an application.
AI generated CCD footage of people being arrested with giant shoes. that
That was
was
superb.
that was superb, wasn't it? Like it did so well. The oscilloscope screen. That was good. The guy running the Google on the oscilloscope.
Oh, that was brilliant.
Yeah, yeah.
was like, I mean, that's what it's all about.
Mm.
I remember when the Marty Smits was like showing me that, like the difference between the waveform and the vector scope and how
Yeah.
the PAL signal was assembled,
Yep.
and
Yep. How to get it.
being able to see each frame and
Mm.
understanding like the notions of like oversaturated, just simply like over frequency, like actually literally seeing a signal clip out was
The
so
dude,
amazing.
the dude going to the store to buy the
Keep going.
the guy, what was it? Hang on, and I'll start it again.
I stopped at the gas station to buy some Reese's peanut butter cups. Ended up buying some beer. Moral of the story: I like titties.
That is so good. That man is like that. Just like he needs to get $1 million. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like I think that he's provided at least $1 million worth of value to our culture.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. If what we say our culture is currently worth, like surely that's you know an
Definitely
iconicable
worth it.
moment in randomness. Like how unique are you? Oh wow, how interesting.
There's been some awesome fucking exchange with the Insta recently.
Well, see, I mean, I follow very few people, and I basically go a few steps down in my feed. Like if I run off my feed, which is it's quite reasonable at times, then I'll like
Well, Insta for me is similar to my
look at
Facebook.
I'll
It
look at the
just
top one or
gives me
two.
so much fucking random. Like, because I don't follow too many people. I basically
Yeah,
just follow you and a few other people, and so I get a shit ton of random, which is excellent. That's what I want. I like random.
I think because I deny it all the things it shows me that it thinks I should like. It's just resorted to cat videos,
Trying to,
which
yeah,
has actually worked.
because most people like cat videos.
So I do.
Split tongue chick. That was funny from last episode,
She's very good.
asking her whether she would be able to pick both her nostrils with the split tongue. But yeah, the bizarre amputee stuff that I've been getting on the Facebook
Do you
feed.
understand? Have you figured out why you have
I
been
have
getting
no idea
amputine,
why it keeps showing me
amputee,
amputee people on the Facebook,
like
like
soft
amputee
porn,
chicks,
soft
and it
porn?
is soft porn, absolute
Yeah,
soft porn,
amputee, soft porn. What?
amputee soft porn,
How
like
have you
amputee.
attracted this?
I have no idea, Si. It just
How
happened,
is it a
man.
category? You're not allowed to have
I
nipples
don't know.
on
It's
on
like X,
Meta.
man. I'm getting all these like
You can't have nipples on
women just
Meta, but you can
showing their
have.
flower and their chocolate starfish on X, man. Every time I log in, I've just got this plethora of chicks showing their flowers and their chocolate starfishes
Really?
to me, and I'm like, what the fried chicken? I mean, I don't mind it. I
Sure,
definitely
sure.
check it out, but it's just like I didn't really ask for it. But hey, thanks very much.
And see,
I think when the algorithm's trying to figure you out, it's trying to give you
you
what you're
disturb me.
looking
Like
for.
I don't want to. I don't want to go on X like again. Like I mean, I've got my account. Like it's just
Hmm.
would have folded over, but to
You're
actually
sort
go
of
over there
you're a
and
bit
engage the
frightened because it's gone all super woke.
uh, I think that
I think a lot of that stuff, it's all like when you look at those things, like the chocolate starfish and whatever,
yeah,
it's trying to push you to their OF. Like it's trying to get
yeah,
you to go
sure, sure.
across to the
No, it's ads. It's
OnlyFans.
ads.
It is. It's pure ads, man.
That's what you're seeing
Pure
and why you're
ads.
seeing it.
And even the news, even just like what you and I have been doing with the assumed news, right?
Yeah,
Like half the stuff that's been coming up lately in the propaganda.com.au, right? And
yeah,
the others, But they're just like ads for OF. Like they're
Yeah.
talking about this OF chick or
In the
da da
sort
da
of,
da
not in the
da,
world news,
and
but
then
sort of the
it's
stars and
sort of
feeds
like
and
pushes you on to the. It doesn't give you the link, but you definitely you'd see the
you know how
thing
to
and you go,
find it. You know how
and
to
then you
find it.
go to OF and you'd search
Yeah,
that
yeah.
particular person to find
Well,
it. You know what I mean?
No, you just go to wherever your search engine is. You
Mm.
just type it, copy and paste the name up in the search bar. You'll get it straight away.
Well, that's how I found
Yeah.
the double vagina girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the ad on the. She one for her husband, one for the OnlyFans, and I was like, well, I just looked that up, and then within a few moments, I had pictures of it, the whole the thing, and I was like, well, there you go. We don't even need to go to OnlyFans. I've seen it all now. Just doing the Google search, and I got all the info.
All indexable.
Mm.
Indexable, delectable indexables.
Pictures, video. Bang. Who needs to pay?
Did you see the rest of
Who
the
needs to pay?
channel? Did you see the rest of the channel that was, you know that video you sent me of the cornflake women? The cornflake AI morphing
Oh,
faces of
yeah.
like Asian women?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you go to the account that's
No, I
from?
didn't. I didn't.
Oh, no, it's,
I need to. I need to go
oh,
there. Is that where you
yeah.
sent me the sushi thing?
Well, someone else did, but then I actually have gone onto the channel itself and just
Hmm.
realized the true magnitude
Of what's
of the
been
work being done.
yeah pumped out
It's
by this AI.
it's superb
Hmm.
work. Like, and anyone who says like that, this is why we need to change the language. It is
Hmm.
not artificial intelligence. It is augmented intelligence.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter whether it's its own or
Well, it's
yours.
like that stupid video I
It's
just
augmented.
that I
It's
sent
just
to you with the
stop thinking of
why
the
aren't you
artificial.
watching a professional? I mean, I've had 80 freaking views on it now. On just some short little
how
31 fucking second thing of
what's the
just shit.
licensing? Are you just finding people who have just done Creative Commons where
Yeah.
you're allowed to then reuse their work?
Well, I'm not using their actual faces or anything. I'm just basically
No, but any of it.
taking
You
their
can't take their
audio and
audio.
then
Yeah,
just
but
pumping it through into video. Creative
there's
Commons
still a
on the
license.
yeah.
Is there a license there? They have put themselves up with Creative Commons, is my
Mm,
question.
yeah.
Cool.
And a lot of the stuff I'm reposting is over 8 or 9 years old anyway. Like it's old content. They've already gotten their hits and everything from it.
They've gotten their hit from it.
Well, their whatever amount of hits that they've got to
More than one.
yeah.
Oh, I got a couple of hits out of that one.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
oh,
it. It brought some
oh.
traffic to my channel. Brought a bit of traffic.
Bit of traffic. Got the flow going.
Yep.
We've
We've had 2 views and 1 like so far.
Oh, we've had a like.
Yeah, someone's liked it.
That's
Our
the
live stream.
first like.
First likings. Live
This
likings.
is a record.
Our special Saturday therapy. Saturday
I've
Real
noticed
Talk
this
is
thing.
Cheap therapy.
I've noticed this thing. So this would change the balance of power in some ways. But it's a suite called Ecamm. And it lets you multicast. It's like a paid version of OBS.
Oh, so you can cast on like X and
like or multiple
Rumble and because
multiple YouTube.
a lot of the other guys that I watch, like the YouTubers, actually do multi-streaming stuff. They use Streamlabs.
Yeah, there's different solutions.
And their Streamlabs punches out simultaneously to X and Rumble, locals, and it does. You can just basically program in all the sources, and then it sends a stream out to every one of them.
Yeah.
From your OBS or Streamlabs. But I mean, with OBS, man, it's fully customizable.
Oh
Have
no,
as many
OBS is amazing.
outputs as you want. Like we could be streaming to multiple platforms just on OBS.
The only thing I don't like about OBS at the moment is that you can't. It doesn't like right now we're only pulling the video out. We're not pulling the audio out, and so we can't have a mix that you're sort of shipping in some other kind of independent stream. Or maybe I'm missing something. I haven't figured it out yet. That's the next. But
I think I need to do a bit more research myself on OBS and what
I,
other
I wish OBS
expanded.
networked,
Yeah,
and so you could hook up to another instance of OBS. And so our two OBSs were
could
talking, and then
actually
we could share
network
alpha
together.
channels.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Like,
yeah,
why
and
isn't that
then
happening? Like, what the
well,
fuck?
maybe it does have it, and we just haven't looked into it enough.
Mm, mm, mm. I
Maybe
don't
there
know.
is a way of doing a NTP, networked video, or NVP, or whatever it is, network video protocol.
I think there is like if you we might need to use some like sort of other bridging protocol, like the
Pump it into
new
another
tech
tool.
NDI, is it? The new tech. What the new tech video toaster became
Yeah,
basically turned into this
special
like
toaster.
NDI network video format.
Going for 2.5.
Nice.
2 hours, 10 minutes on the live stream. So again, have you up too late because it's
No, I'm feeling
midnight.
I'm
You good?
I'm feeling very alert at the moment, man.
Cool.
Yeah, no.
Your headphones haven't put you to sleep tonight. The warmness of your
No, I've
headphones.
got the window open. It's like blasting
The
me with a bit of a
coolings.
cool breeze, and
Well,
I'm
I've
also
got my fan.
stretching.
I got my fan blasting
So if you
today.
see my character's like moving the way it
Mm.
is, like how
Yep.
I'm moving,
Special.
because that's exactly how I'm moving, and I'm totally doing this alignment massage on my left leg at the moment, and and feeling
Simultaneously.
into the cold and the heat in my system, and like letting it sort of stretch out and realign. And
Well, that's the beauty of using the magic mirror. So even though I'm chatting away, it's like my avatar's animated. I mean, I'm just cruising around, smoking me vape, drinking.
it's the most trippiest thing. That's trippy. Oh, so I'm becoming more aware of my body. I can feel and see, and like all like where say my muscles my things are pulled in tight, like on this part of my knee, for example, and I need to release the tension outwardly from there, like along these two systems. But then when I feel those systems, I can feel how there's like a coldness in them, and it needs to have energy in the system, like right around the system to like allow it to release, because it's sort of like it's sort of frozen, if you wish,
Yeah.
into position. And by feeding in like energy through my hand and just making it super hot, like it sort of opens it up, and then I sort of keep feeling as that happens, and it moves, and it sort of like goes through the sort of the echo of whatever the experience was that locked in that sort of non-honest, non-true alignment of my body. I know that's sort of a way of describing the process I'm doing.
Realignment.
Yeah. Right, so
Process
feeling
of
the sort of
realignment.
feeling, and like learning the temperature differential of using the temperature differential of the body to be able to figure out like where you're actually like being tense and not tense.
I finish up my holidays this
Yeah,
weekend, so
how do you feel, man?
I wished I'd done more, like I wish I'd done more and gone out a bit more with youngling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've actually done, but you've done a whole year full of the mummy daddy, the
Yeah,
daddy mummy.
pretty much.
So,
Daddy mine.
so
Trying to do my best. I found the only way I could get them to talk to each other is by creating animosity, creating difficulty in the house is the best way to get my youngling to talk to his mother.
is that really what you want to do?
Well, it isn't what I want to do. I want it to be more natural so that he rings her, like I used to call my mother when she was alive. I just ring her out of the blue and just see how she's going and
Yeah, don't impose
talk to
that
her.
nature on other people.
But I know.
I would bring up. Look, here, I want to say this.
Hmm.
Your mother is not my mother,
No.
but I would call your mother to see how she was going and have a
Hmm.
chat. She'd be quite an interesting person to do so with.
Hmm. Yeah. But
So,
sometimes I need to use other facilities to get them to interact with each other. So
I hear.
because neither of them want to naturally talk on the phone to each other. So I find that if I create some sort of difficulty, then all of a sudden, the youngling is on the phone to mother talking about the difficulty, and so they are communicating is for that particular reason.
Can you not do that though?
I know. That's why I just stopped. I'm not going to do it because that's not the way to get them to interact.
Why do you have
with
to
each
be the
other.
bad guy?
Why do I have to be the bad guy to make them talk to each other? I don't know.
That's absurd.
Stupid, isn't it?
Well, maybe they don't want to talk to each other. Why are you trying to make them talk to each other?
Yeah, I guess. Right. Because
Seriously,
I've sort of got some, I don't know,
how's that your responsibility?
boomer / ex-gen mentality that,
No.
people need to interact with each other
What
because
you
they're
didn't
fucking
see,
family.
what you didn't see is that when you were at work and they were at home, even when they were from little, they didn't talk to each other.
Mm.
They didn't
They
talk.
had their things.
Put in front of the television,
Yeah, dunk.
laid there, did my own thing, continue through all the ways.
Mm.
And that's the way. So then that is the relationship.
Yeah,
Because the relationship is
true.
non-communication.
Yeah.
It's non-communicative.
Very sad.
And
But
what does that
true.
create?
Very
What
true.
the fuck? Ding, ding. You know,
Sad, but
don't
fucking
exist.
true. Yeah.
Watch me exist. Watch me do fucking. Watch me exist. But so and you think about the shared woundings across the two of you. We're just going to put spiritual, but epigenetic here
Mm.
as well. No, so not spiritual, but epigenetic. Part of the story there would include not wanting to talk with your parents, actually, because not from your side, I think, but from the other side, a part of the learning there would be like, fuck that, eh? Like,
Mm.
that wasn't very desirable, so, you know,
Well, the silly thing was that I spent a lot of time trying to get
life's long, man.
I
Shit'll happen.
spent a lot of time trying to get their money for them. Once the old man died, they just basically stopped talking to each other anyway. So all that
You know
work
what's
just
unique
fucking
about
dissipated to nothing.
in
Now they hate
my
each other more than ever.
one of the uniquenesses of your family
Mm.
is even though through its sort of catastrophic transformation and self-realization and not and denial and further realizations and so forth as it extracted itself and it's from DNA from a cult.
Mm.
Well, I don't know. I think it's done okay. You know, you think about it, like you actually managed to all know each other still.
Yeah, yeah.
Like your dad lived under in the same house as your mum for,
Mm.
well, I don't know how long it was. How long was it?
Few years till they totally hated each other's guts.
No, no, down underneath, in North Tweed or whatever.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, but they got to the point where they absolutely hated each other's guts.
Or did they?
Mm.
Oh yeah, I couldn't live with Rachel. Hey,
Mm.
whoops.
Well,
But
anyway, edit that out.
totally edit that out.
Edit that fucker
The
out.
live.
Yeah,
Edit
yeah.
out. Edit that a little live.
Well, it's the
Oh, no.
beauty of not being as
Anyway,
well recognized. You know, we can have these discussions and we can edit this shit out and the
not
live. You
even
know, as if someone's going to
like.
sit in there
Well,
for what
if I was
2 hours
off,
and 17
if I
minutes to
was,
bloody realize, oh, you
well,
you dropped a name, whatever.
but well, anyway, I mean, I'm very clearly who I am, so
Mm.
the names are all pretty obvious anyway.
And I'm clearly who I am. Ryan's always been Orion.
Indeed. So I just
You
think
know,
that like
the
don't.
dead name that I was given by my parents was just simply a mechanism for transporting my way through life. But
So
Orion
I
is my
think
real
this.
name.
So Sinbin, like I think that yeah, we don't need to. Like this is a big thing that people have tried to do to me. Yeah, because I've chosen to like not communicate with aspects of my history,
Mm. Mm.
like my because that was it just goes bad. It just goes bad all the time, and actually, it's their own healing and
Mm.
whatever. That's for their journey. You know, it's sad, but
I mean, I've always been the older bro to my, but they,
uh,
you know,
uh,
now that they're older, we didn't share the same father, you know, and that has always been
ah,
never been a barrier, but it's sort of like been a bit of a difference.
mhm. And so the various versions of the stories have um, solidified into more of a truth
Mm. I've always felt
about
like a
who
bit of
came
the
from.
outsider.
Yeah, of who
Yeah.
came from whom. And so, did you ever?
It was never a problem. Like it was never a problem to me.
No, no,
I was just like, oh, so
no.
what?
Your dad always has been like very
We had a
much.
common mum
Yeah,
and my
I
father
know, but more
father
so, yeah.
who raised me was always considered to be my father. You know,
No, well, he always
the guy
behaved
that
that
threw
way.
the little bit of DNA in me, never around to be a dad. So
Well, was he not allowed?
no, just I think mum never ever approached him about it. Like he'd already moved on before she had the opportunity to approach him and say, "Oh,
Oh,
got
really?
a son."
But so he wasn't
And
from the
so
mob then.
she always had the regret, not me. Like she was always like,
So he was.
"Oh, you got to find your father. This is his name. This is his where he's from." And I did. Like at
Ah,
one stage we did go on the hunt, and we tracked him all the way to
yeah,
Canberra.
it's
We tracked him
boring.
all the way to Canberra, but then it's like, why would I want to get to know someone who's never been a part of my life?
Yeah,
Huh? I had a dad. I've got a dad.
yeah, totally.
Why would I need to get to know someone who's never been a fucking father?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Hmm.
I agree.
I've got one. Had one.
And that's what I was saying. That's one of the uniquenesses or those qualities of your that's like the light for in some ways in your story is how from We all have it, like I do myself as well. You know, mine's dire, but like with light. How do we think you make it somewhere?
Hmm.
Is how like through all of that, you know.
I
Yeah,
mean,
actually, you do have
contacting
a
him,
proper.
would it
You
would it
actually
make
do
a
have a proper
difference?
father. No,
Hmm.
no, you actually
It
have
would.
a. You don't even have to, man.
Yeah,
What's the point? You have a proper
I had
father.
one. I had a dad.
You have, yeah.
Yeah.
I've I've met your dad, and your dad's your dad.
Hmm.
I've
Yeah.
never. I know your dad pretty well, man.
And I treated him just like my stepson that I had. Treated him exactly the same way.
That is.
Yeah. I raised him and
Thank
gave him what he needed, and
blessed be
you
that you existed in that boy's life.
know.
Blessed be, because the other one was not ideal. Same story, and so here's
Well,
the
he was
thing.
just a sperm donor. Like,
No. Well, this is the path of the healing of the father
hmm.
in my own journey. So,
He can be
like
the
I met my
donor
father.
and produce a child, but a father
So
steps up and does the hard work.
I knew my father when I was 12, but my father sort of met my. So that's when we sort of started hanging out. My father his father was around a little bit when he was young, but then he met him really when he was 18
Hmm.
for about 5 minutes in a pub.
Yeah.
Where he just said to my dad that he was, he turned out like a piece of shit, like he expected, or whatever. I don't know the exact words,
Hmm.
but something like that. My dad explained that to me, and then so I asked my dad actually, because when I lost access, well, when I was no longer living in the same house as my own children,
Hmm.
and then I was like just totally in the bleakest space of my life, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah. Yeah.
and then I asked my dad like, what happened with your dad's dad?
Hmm.
And so the wounding, if we want to say like that sort of thing, if I'm just
Was
using a bit of hippie term,
generational.
of going from a boy who didn't know his father at all, no father, like just the sperm
Hmm.
donor, to then knew him when he was 18 and told him to get fucked,
Mm-hmm.
piece of shit,
Yep.
to knowing him from when he was 12 and helping,
Yep.
to knowing him the whole time and helping,
Hmm.
but still not being able to be with,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And so as we're moving towards this more, like as we're fixing up that sort of mistake, and I think as we're becoming more conscious of that mistake, like say for yourself, that you just make it go faster. I'm not saying that your story this is like necessarily that. What I don't know. Do you think that your youngling is up for kidlings,
Hmm. Hmm.
ultra younglings?
Definitely
Yes.
Definitely talked about it. He has talked about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
he's
Cool.
keen to progress the DNA passings.
Mm. I wonder how what he's going to do to like participate.
Or he just need to finish the schooling. His
Well,
choices about what he wants to do.
that's awesome.
But as far as the example, I provided the example of what dad is.
Yeah, no, I
How
think
the
you've done good.
dad should be, you know.
And you've also studied and worked and
Occasionally I've been a bit of the cranky dad, but
no, that's fine. That's
situationally.
You've got the deeper voice and that's the thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
provided the testosterone example.
Ah. Do you think I don't know, you've had a various variety of body types. When you were like more muscular, I'm not saying you're not now, I haven't seen you in a bit, but
I'm
like I don't
a
know,
little bit
like
more rounded than I usually am.
okay.
I blame
I don't know, like let's say
I blame Christmas and New Year's festivities on the
let's
current
say
roundness.
let's say the 35-year-old
Mm.
M.
Mm. The
Um,
well-honed, working hard, you know,
yeah, you were broad across the shoulders, man.
mm,
Like you were, yeah.
busting them rocks on the chain gang.
That's the one. Um, did your body as you're walking along and it had like mass that made it hold a position? Did did did, did it, I don't know. Does it feel lumpy? Like, do you feel l- like weird as you move? Is it like you sort of a bunch of pillows moving? Like, what is it? Like, is it like what is it, or is it just nothing? Like it? Because I don't know. Because I'm like I've always just been nothing, you know. Or I've been in degrees of nothing and given up all the time.
Hmm.
I've certainly got like a physique.
I don't know. I went through phases. Like I had a big stage there. I was at one
But can you
stage. I was
feel it?
very big. Yeah. I back then when I was like in the 120, 130,
Oh
140
yeah, no, you
kilos.
feel that,
Like
man. I remember when that was
I
huge.
struggled. Yeah,
Mm,
it was a struggle to move around,
mm,
and
mm,
it was difficult doing stuff. So to go from that down to where I am in the 90s and
mm.
80s, it made it easier to do what I needed to do by not
Yeah.
having the additional weight.
Mm,
Like it almost like the body was had a relief.
yeah.
When it was young, I could put on that extra weight and then deal with it. Like it probably wasn't helping, but once I dropped it, went to where I am now. Like it's been a lot easier. Like I saw my father struggle his
I
weight.
know, right? At the passing, before the passing,
Yeah.
I saw that
And
struggle.
my youngling, like he's just a fucking stick. He just never stops moving. So he doesn't put on weight. He's like the complete opposite of what I am. He's just like all go.
It's not true. It's not true. I try to say this to my younglings, and like I was like, hey, so this is. It seems like it's a different thing, but it's the same thing. So I was like, you guys, you can't. Oh no, but we can just learn everything instantly. And I'm like, yes, you can learn everything instantly, but you get to a point where you have to actually listen,
Mm,
and you'll still learn it instantly, but you have to listen,
mm,
or you have to at least do it twice, and then you'll get it.
yeah.
And they're like doing it twice, and I'm like, yeah, but like the other person's going to have to do it for like 2 weeks and struggling and like sweating it because they're not sure if they really understand it. You'll have to have only done it twice. But if you don't learn how to study and do the thing,
Mm,
then when you have to, you won't be able to.
yeah.
And I think it's the same kind of way. You know what I mean? Like where, like a non-practice thing, which hasn't been like so. The eating, you can eat
Mm,
all. Oh no, but I can eat all the things.
mm.
Look at me, I'm just a stick. However, like in
When you
30
get to
years
that
time,
point, when you're yeah.
and you're like, but I know I eat this way. So actually, you've got to like have this sort of objective perspective of your own story and go,
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not true."
Mm, mm.
Uh,
It's only by changing, doing the different diets that you understand the benefits of them.
yeah.
So eating bad versus eating.
Mm-mm.
And I do my best. I mean, I try to provide
Sorry,
the
say
right
that
amount of
again.
sustenance,
Talk.
balance of the,
Oh,
the 3 by 3 or whatever it is for the. Definitely eats a lot more meat than he eats vegetables.
no, that's fine. It's not about that. Like whatever your body needs to eat's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I eat mostly meat.
But I think mostly meat
I
for him
don't.
at
I
the
don't.
moment anyway is
It's
good because
totally fine.
he's always moving, so he
Uh,
needs that
But
energy,
here's the thing:
that low.
going into the future, though, like having those sugary cokes instead of like the non-sugary
Oh, yeah,
versions,
yeah,
or having like pizzas and stuff with like fatty, bready bases. He needs to just go meat
yeah,
and just get into it, like just fucking KFC, right? But and then just realizing like the calorie intake of KFC is just off the charts.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
Unless
mean, if he didn't
would
eat
he
the extra fats and the extra
yeah,
sugars, then
what's happening with your NDIS?
that's getting sorted. Marnie's gonna, oh,
Is that
yeah,
yep.
gonna help. I'm gonna get some family to help me with. Yeah,
Because I mean I'm fully like you know what I've realized? It's quite an interesting model, right? I was in the admin team of the trials, but nonetheless. So I have some strange insights. But I guess the model is very much the way that profits apply for funding. It's very kind of logical, and you can really kind of see like a stage thing, like where he would have access to people who would sort of help him do study.
Mm.
But like, let's say let's I don't know. Let's say he wanted to learn about programming Unity, like making graphics in Unity.
Mm.
He could actually hire a Unity programmer as long as they were willing to earn like the appropriate amount of money. Yeah.
Mm.
And he could go and do that. He can go and study a course. There's a whole thing about like studying courses. Like oh man, it's very useful.
Mm.
I hope the you get the support you need. If not,
Yeah. Well, Sister's going to
I
give me a
want to
hand. She started
I want to
flicking me
lash into it.
links that I've got to look into anyway, which I've already started to check out. So hopefully we
Like,
can get some of the funding used, because otherwise I think if I don't use any of it this year, it'll be cut. I don't want that. I want it. Don't want it to be wasted. I mean, we spent so much time setting it up. It's got to get used. So
oh, have you? Oh, hang on. Is he already on the plan?
yeah, like we've had it for 2 years, 3 years.
How much have you used?
I haven't used any this year. That's the
Oh,
thing. I've
oh,
got to start using it.
no, like at all in the 3 years or like in the
Well,
last?
no, we've used a bit of it, like
Okay.
initially, but you
'Cause
know, X didn't understand it that well, and obviously,
can
as soon as
we sort
anything
shit
got
out?
too difficult, then it just sort of stopped. You know what I mean? Like as soon as that was the whole way that
This
she
year,
worked was, you know,
we'll
as
talk
soon as
about
it
some other
became
things
too
offline.
hard,
Actually,
then basically she'd just
nah, man.
drop it. So.
Like I'm actually like an expert at this matters.
But yeah, it's
Non-for-profit
there. We've
funding.
got like 23 grand every year.
Yeah, it's more what it's useful for,
Mm.
and then you actually got to like engage him on the special. There's like very clear categories and things, and some people
I
see
just
that as
don't
like
know anything about it,
annoying.
so that's all.
I
I know
know all
nothing.
the. It's all good.
So if you're willing to help and
I know
my
I
sister's
know
willing
all
to
the
help,
things
then
about it.
maybe we'll be able to get some shit
Yeah,
done.
and
Yeah.
Marnie and I get on quite fabulously, so
Mm.
it's all good. And Marnie's good. She's on the ground, man.
Mm.
But I think like so I can see him being able to access all sorts of training and people like so imagine like somebody actually came to your house,
Mm.
right?
Well, we
And
did. We
then
had
with
people come in and
no,
try and hang out with him. Yeah.
no.
But that was more, you know,
That's lame, eh?
giving my ex, you know, sort of
A respite
respite,
from
anything.
doing nothing.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, okay. So
Respite
moving
for
on.
nothing, yeah.
We
Oh.
so no. What we have is like somebody say comes in and goes, yeah, okay, you want to study like you'd like to learn about graphics or something, say, okay, here's the thing. Right, we're gonna like here you go, do that. Yep, great. So I'm gonna help you get to that. So I'm gonna drive over to your house. We're come and grab you at 8 o'clock in the morning, get you ready.
Mm.
We're gonna go, and then I'm gonna wait while you study the thing. It's all good. We'll be there with you. And if you get weirded out, you can just look at me and I'll help you answer the question.
Yep.
Support you through the process, like interactively. Like you can answer the questions. You're well smart enough. You're trying to deal with the weirdo over there. I can help you out. And then you help the person navigate that space. Might go
Yep.
for like 2 hours
Yep.
lecture, and then you help them come back home. It's maybe a 4-hour session. It's like say $200 for the week.
Yep.
And you help the person like actually like uplift themselves and engage thing. So and because of like the other sort of scenarios, certain kinds of like subjects and etc. and interest subjects of areas of interest are accessible that fit within scope of interests.
Yeah.
You know, So yeah, I think like anyway, yeah. No, it's interesting. Like as soon as I saw this, like I've been curious, and so I recently had the access to, and I've read all the categories and what they all mean, and it's like it's super simple.
Yeah.
Like it's like,
I
and then
just
there's
I
ways of like
saw it
demonstrating with
myself.
like proof.
I don't have the time. Like
Hell no, man.
in the things I do, like
Yeah,
when I'm working, I'm doing the daddy thing, and when I'm home, I'm doing the
yeah,
mummy thing,
doing the
and
mommy thing.
yeah. But I mean, other than
Daddy,
that,
mommy.
so that's pretty
Yeah.
much all I can provide. Like
So I wonder if there's a service for like surrogate. It's an interesting thing. What would you call the person who was like neither the mummy or the daddy, but provided like the sub services? And wasn't there like, I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting. You know, like sort of does other sort of ancillary. Are they
function,
like what would they? The
ancillary,
nanny. It's the
ancillary,
nanny, isn't it?
you
It's
know,
the
au pair, au
the
pair,
au
au
pair. It's
pair.
the au pair. Yeah, right.
That's what I'd term it as.
Of course, it exists. We're right into it. Hmm. Lady Death.
Mm. Sorry, I'm looking through my Facebook feed. It's got a Lady Death cards.
Is that like a sort of a female version of
It's a comic I used to collect.
Oh,
Yeah, Evil Eddie and like.
I was imagining like a female version of the Death
Well, she sort
card
of
and like
is. She's the personification of Reaper. It's like the female
hmm,
Reaper.
hmm, hmm. Perfect.
Her best boy, Evil Eddie. Bringer of the destruction.
Why is Eddie evil?
Well, he wasn't exactly evil.
What destruction did he
It's
bring?
his dead friends. He was the controller of the undead
Oh, okay, that's very
in
helpful.
the whole apocalyptic scenario. So he was executed inside a the machines that brain scans with. Magnetotron or whatever it is.
Oh, the MRI.
MRI. Yeah, he had a psychic moment in the MRI and then died inside it and came back from the dead as the undead Eddie. And then he has his psychic control over the undead. So
Okay,
yeah,
that's very useful.
it's Freens. It's Freens.
And so you can't make undead, but if something is undead, you can control it.
Yeah, well, he can raise the dead.
Oh, as well.
Yeah, he raises the dead and has control over the dead.
Oof.
Evil Eddie's special function. That's why she's Lady Death loves him. It's like a #1 commander.
Because she can kill people,
He can slay them, and he can
and he can use them.
bring them back and undead army.
for her on her whim as he sniffs the coattails, hoping for a
Well,
hoping for a
he loves
scent.
Lady Death.
Yeah,
Love with
we're
Death, so
just willing words.
willingly
Just
worships to death.
that's it. Only the lower leg this evening you may worship.
Mm,
That is right. Perfect. Thank you.
so how you feeling, sober? Still good to keep going?
I'm feeling pretty trippy actually,
You
man.
good?
Yeah, I'm good. Where are you going? What's happening with you? Where are we up to?
Yeah,
I
man.
don't even know.
I don't know.
I don't even. I'm not looking at the time.
Just chatting. Well, coming up on 3 hours of the
Nice.
live broadcast, so pretty good. 3 hours of worthiness. 3 hours
I'm
of
just
therapy.
excited. I'm just excited that we got a like.
Mm.
That's exceptional.
I mean, only having 100 followers. I am trying my best with the
That's okay.
interacting with the other streamers to get noticed, and they sort of are. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of them are interacting with. It's a slow process, be known, to get known.
When we've got a yeah, well, we've got a it's a choice,
We can pay money to
because
be known quicker, or we can
it's not it's well, it's not
develop the
become known.
knowings.
It's
Yeah.
no. Remember, it's not become. It's not some passive thing where you're lying on the bed with your legs up.
Mm.
It's get known,
Get known.
and get known means like you're fucking reaching out there and grabbing the known. You're making sure that you're known.
Well, I mean, a lot of my
And there's only one
comments
way
that
to
I'm
do that.
leaving on their
There's a few ways.
streams, and like I said, I've reached out to a couple, spoken to the Grey Ghost, AI man, Mr. AI.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
And I'm hoping that we might do some interactions, collabs, chatting. I mean, he's sort of part of that whole red pill content.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's more aggressive and more waifus and the AI sort of thing. Connoisseur of
So
waifus and
I think the
programmer
I
of
think the
the AI.
way that the path works is that you come in quite moderate, and people like your position, and you're liked for this sort of like a little bit further out, but more moderate position. And then you go into some sort of like chat thing with like other people, and then there's a sharing of like position, you know. Oh yeah, I'm into this, like, whatever this weird thing is. And everyone's like, oh, totally, that's real, And then what they do is then you might sort of go first on that, and then they just level it up, you know what I mean?
But see, I'm the tech dude. Like, I've always been the tech dude. Scavenger, the
For hunting.
recycler, the repurposer. What other people see as
Oh, you
junk.
have.
What other people have seen as junk, I've taken and repurposed, like, Bloodbath's old joystick and turned it into an arcade machine, and
I'm in the
had
machines.
quite a few likes and views on that arcade
Indeed.
creations. They like my creations, what I build. But that's me. That's all I want to do is like just build stuff,
The builders. Did I
create things, and play with tech. That's
tech?
you and I have always been the technophiles. Love
Oh,
our
very
tech.
much.
Tech is the reason why we do what we do.
Yeah, I've got this like most right now. I'm looking at a most primitive of. Well, no, it's good. It's a good bed, but it's a primitive bed. It's not
Did you
mine.
like that seat thing? Like, that had possibilities, man. Be able to fold up a bed and create a bed out of that.
Oh, Oh,
folding
that
seat
folder.
thing.
What the hell was that?
That was
That was
awesome, man. It was like a
amazing. That
3D
was
seat thing,
incredible.
which you could, make a big
And
seat
then
or
you could,
stretch it
and
out
then
and
you
make a bed out of it, or
can press down.
press it down into
And then,
just this little flat pack space thing and just push it towards the wall, and you got all your space.
wow.
And then when you want your bed, you just pull it out and shape it to whatever you want to make the bed. Things like that. That's what really interests me, that sort of stuff, the creativity and the moldable form.
Hmm.
Because ideally, I mean, that's what you'd want. If you wanted to be a minimalist, have all those things which just fold up into flat pack stuff. And you just, just basically grab it and pull it and yank it out to whatever shape you want it to be, and then it sits in that shape, and you utilize it in that shape, and then finish with it. You just press it together and push it into the corner of the room, and you got all your space back.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I love those videos, sort of stuff. Inventive. That's like the a lot of the tiny home stuff I've been watching. They ultimately inventive, really inventive with space utilization.
Yep.
Where if you want a table, you basically the floor pops up, creates the table space, and your legs go down into the floor where the table was hiding, becomes your seat.
Yep.
Use the thing when you're using it, and then when you finish using it, you fold it all back down, and it becomes the floor again. I like those ideas. It gives me good ideas for when I want to build my own little portable living space. So ideally, that's where I want to head. Have my own tech truck, shit in it, be able to cruise around and be fully modular and pull things out and plugs in and clips in, and there's your thing that you want to use for that particular purpose. And then once you finish doing that thing, then it all folds back in and stores away again. It's always been play tech.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I've been collecting bits and pieces, throw shit away. I'm like, no, I can use that. I can make something out of that. But I've got to get more into the whole, when I've gotten it, to actually utilize it and turn it into something rather than it just sitting. Because I've got a lot of stuff in my garage where I haven't done anything with it, even though I was going to do something with it. But just basically been busy with life and haven't had the opportunity to create the thing. Should get back into it though. I think I'm going to motivate myself this year. This is what I'm going to just build some more shit this year, create some more stuff. I want to get the trailer and just create the little portable,
Yeah, like detachable.
portable
They become
detachable
more
home.
minimalist. Yeah.
Get minimize, and
Well, you've got a good place for it too.
Hmm.
Like if you really sort of put your mind to it and became a focus, and not just a dump yard, you could, you know what I mean? Like you could turn it into a place where you put together a little.
I'm not like the our buddy Creepin,
No.
where it I just have all this shit and it sits around gathering dust. Oh yeah, I'll get around to it, but you never get around to it. You want to be able to do stuff and create the things. I'll do it. Just got to start with the base, I think. That's what I need to do. Just save some coin up and then just get the trailer thing to start building, create the modular thing, trailer, mobile home. And once I've got it, then I can minimize everything I've got here. Got backed, you know. I mean, I don't need a double bed, but I've got a double bed, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
at the moment that's all I've got to sleep on. But you know, eventually the double bed will go because I don't
Yeah.
need it.
No.
Giant
What,
fridge, freezer.
yeah.
I don't need it. Eventually it'll just go.
No. Yeah.
Those things will go and it'll just all migrate down to bare minimum of what I need. You know, got the replacement for the cooktop, portable cooker. Got the little fridge. Thing, a portable ski fridge thing. So 12-volt gas and 240, whatever I've got available. I've got the generator.
Yep.
So
And you've been testing that for a few years.
Basically all extra peripheral shit, chairs, tables, couches and fucking entertainment units. It'll all just go. Basic books that I want to keep and have function. Doesn't have function, it'll be given away or sold off.
Wow.
Serves a
Intense.
purpose. If it serves a purpose, then it'll be kept. If it doesn't serve a purpose, it'll be
That's it.
eliminated.
But moving on.
Because ideally, that's what I'm heading to. You know, to living tiny home, having exactly what I need, and if I need something else or I need to make something, then I'll just make it as I need it. Come modular to the tiny home. I don't want to live in a coffin.
No,
Like
no,
a cyberpunk coffin, but
yeah, it's a
it'll
thing.
be a little bit bigger than a cyberpunk coffin, but
The flower
it won't
pot.
be much bigger. It'll definitely be portable. It'll be able to move wherever I move.
Wow. Well, I think I'm starting to conk out
Mm-hmm.
in a public feed. Like I'm observing myself do it as opposed to waiting for a whole half an hour.
Yeah.
Pretending I'm not.
Being
It's
aware
pretty
of the
trippy.
tiredness.
Yeah. Oh,
It's what
I'm sort of listening to you talk, and
past
it's
12.
it's super interesting, and I've got commentary to say about it, but I never can respond because I've just sort of, oh yeah.
There's headphones. The headphones have
Yeah. Oh no,
made your
no. I
ears
think it's
warm
just
again.
actually.
The warming of the ears. Because I've noticed it for the last, fortnight that I've been off, right, doing whatever I'm doing. It's a holiday mode.
Yeah.
I don't know how people can do it.
Do what?
I don't know how people can wear headphones for 12, 14, 18 hours a day.
It's quite weird.
It's just my ears have been so sweaty and so hot, and I can tell you right now, what's happening is the headphones themselves are getting this particular smell from the sweat.
Oh wow.
Sweat build up, and just being sweating, sitting on my head the whole time. Like I don't want to get to that point where, like that video I sent you, where the dude had the headphone mold in his fucking skull.
Yes.
Like
Oh,
wearing the headphones for so long and so often that you end up with a fucking indent in your fucking skull. Like that to
that was
me, like
wild.
it's just that was crazy. Seeing that and
That's
going, man,
wild.
that is not what I want. All right. And I'm happy, that like, it's only been 2 weeks and I'll go back to doing my job and whatever else. And only wearing the headphones for a couple of hours a day rather than pretty much all day.
Yeah.
But yeah, the difference between the in-ear Bluetooth headphones versus the big pair of mega comfy, extra sweaty ear fucking headphones. And what I've been finding is like I can only wear it for a certain amount of time, the headphone, a couple of hours, and then I've got to take it off and I've got to let it dry out. Like it has to dry. The foam has to dry out, otherwise it just has this stink going on, man.
Really?
Mm.
Wow.
Well, you think about it, it's covering your ears. You got these headphones on for, depending on what kind of a gamer you are. If you're doing the rookie numbers, you got it on for what, 8 hours a day, which is about a third of the day. If you're doing the max numbers, you have it on 16 hours, which is, you know, 2/3 of the day.
That sounds about 16. I
Yeah.
thought maybe one would lead into the other.
Yeah. But I couldn't imagine wearing it for fucking anything more than 16 hours in a day, man. I mean, is there that much content to watch? I've even noticed it with, like, I've got several hundred people that I'm tubing, several hundred people that I'm sub to. But out of those several hundred people, it'd be, I don't know, max of 10 to providing regular content, like consistent regular content. And like you were saying, Zoom News, like the YouTube wants us to upload more content. And I could see within, depending on how rapidly it increases or how many likes or hits it's getting, it might end up we do it twice a week rather than just once a week content upload, twice or maybe 3 times a week, creating the stories to push into the system. Oh, you're getting Fenty on me.
I bet I am.
Doing the Fenty modes.
I'm lying down thinking about the things.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good, but you're definitely going Fenty on the screen. Like, you know.
Oh, I definitely have. Oh my gosh.
Fully Fenty.
Super
Fent mode.
Max Fent.
Yeah.
Max Fent. That's a name, isn't it?
Fentanyl Disco.
Who is he? Max Fent.
Max Fent. He's taken that much fentanyl. He no longer exists in the real world. Lives in a world of his own. The fentanyl disco world.
It's like a naked lunch sort of scene.
David Cronenberg.
Transcends. Fucking totally transcends.
Sit on my bug.
No.
Fuck me in the ass while I'm sucking down the dust, the bug powder dust.
The gifts that keep on giving. The bug powder. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we all want to be. The secret desires.
Sucking the jism.
Wow. 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 Wow.
All right. On that note, I think we've done well. 3 hours exactly. 3 hours and 1 minute, bro.
Okay,
all right, I'm gonna kill the stream. Right. Thanks for whoever came in and gave us a like and 2
That's
viewers
amazing.
that we had.
Amazing.
Absolutely amazing.
Superb.
Yeah, no comments, but yeah. I'm sure at one point in time people hook onto these streams and go, the fuck is this shit?
What the fuck is this shit?
Stream.
Do that.
Junk. Just wait to end. Do bear. Come back in. Hello, Mr. Bear. Cat mode.
All the modes.
Catch up. Okay. 3 hours, 2 minutes, and 9 seconds. That's pretty good.
Mhm.
I've put in the dismiss. Cool. All right.
Hmm.
Stop the recording.